real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Empower.
Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you think you're smarter than Bink when it comes to the draft? Well, come prove it on Thursday, April 24th, as we broadcast live from the Landing in Liberty starting at 6 o'clock. If you win our draft contest, you'll walk away with $965, plus an autographed Chiefs helmet. If you just want to come to hang out, that's cool too, because everyone from 96.5 The Fan will be there. The Fans Draft Party, Thursday, April 24th at the Landing in Liberty, on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, your home for Kansas City sports. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Bad the Royals are, that song will make me feel good every single morning. And good morning to you all on a Friday,
baby.
Boy, do I have a lot of numbers in front of me that look like poo.
We don't need to go over those this morning. We know the Royals now through 20 games are an 0-2 football team, right? I mean, I think it's safe to say that, right? It's an 0-2 football team, right?
Sweet. Let's talk WrestleMania.
All right, let's do that.
Sweet.
Who's going to be in the ring? Is it going to be Q and Zumwalt versus the umpire last night, or Jazz Chisholm versus that umpire last night? Let's go.
You know, I hate Jazz Chisholm. We all know that, right?
Yeah, you do.
He had a fair case last night.
He really did.
I'd have gotten thrown out of that game. I'd have gotten thrown out of that game in the next game.
Yeah. He probably gets suspended for a while because I think he did throw his helmet at the umpire at one point in that game last night. And so Zumwalt got tossed with one pitch left in the game as well. So that'll light a fire, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Q told us on Wednesday, you know, I can't just go in there like Bull Durham and throw. Maybe you do need to throw some bats in the shower.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to do something. Good Lord. You ready for them? You ready for these putrid numbers?
Hit me.
All right. Well, I'll hit you harder than the Royals can. The Royals currently rank 29th in offense.
That high.
You know who's worse?
The Rockies.
You know who the worst team in baseball is?
The Rockies.
Okay.
Yeah, they're bad, yeah.
The Royals rank in the MLB 28th.
The Rockies fired their hitting coach, by the way, yesterday.
Sure they did. They needed to.
Yeah.
The Royals rank 28th in hits, 28th in average, 28th in slug, 29th in OPS, and 30th in home runs.
They're not going to win you a lot of games.
No, sir.
Yeah. They haven't scored more than 4 runs since April 4th, folks. I mean, that's it right there, right? Like, you have not scored more than 4 runs since April the 4th, and here we sit on April the 18th. Ooh, that's a long time.
They currently sit 8-12, 3.5 games out of first place. They're 1-6 on this 10-game road trip. 3 games left. You play Tarek Skubal on Sunday. Good luck with that.
That'll be the game they win.
They average 5.5 men left on base. Last night, they left 10. Bases loaded, nobody out, 0 runs. First inning, 2 on, nobody out, 0 runs. They are negative 27 run differential in their last 7 games.
Yeah, that's not good. You're not going to win a lot of games doing that. You got to be on the plus side if you want to win.
Those are just the stats.
Those are just the basic stats, too, and that's really all you need to kind of paint the picture of what these first 20 games have been from an offensive standpoint. I mean, when you're comparing them to the Colorado Rockies, Dusty, that's not a good comparison. As much as I like their ballpark, their team is not very good, and their organization is not doing things the right way in Colorado. Not that we're not that we're comparing that, but you just don't want to be compared to the Colorado Rockies and whatnot. The concerning thing for me is what I was reading in Annie Rogers' column at MLB.com this morning, and it was kind of some eye-opening stuff where the runners in scoring position, as you mentioned yesterday, what were they, 0 for 10 or something like that?
They had 10 men left on base.
10 men left on base. I think they were 1 for 12 or something like that. They got that run in the 8th inning that people got excited about yesterday. But I will say that their average with runners in scoring position, they're 221. Annie Rogers said they were at 282 last year with runners in scoring position. And I was looking at that, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, it felt like every time there was a runner on last year, runner on second or third, somebody would come up and knock them in. And it was almost like a given that they would get out there and they would score those runs once you got somebody to second and third. And it was almost 30% of the time, which is great in Major League Baseball, obviously. But now you're not getting runners in, you're not moving runners over, you're not scoring. I mean, thank God the pitching has been good. Could you imagine if we had the pitching staff of 2 years ago and this hitting lineup right now? I don't know that you'd have 8 wins, Dusty. I don't know that you'd have any wins on the season if the pitching staff wasn't, again, as we keep saying, World Series pitching and minor league hitting. I mean, that's kind of where we are right now with this organization. And so thank God the pitching has been there because they've been stellar. I mean, again, even last night, Lorenzen wasn't fantastic. Gave you an opportunity to win a baseball game, though. I mean, you've got to find ways to score runs.
It's lifeless. Like we always do the one word, and we'll do that later on at 7:30. But
yeah,
describing this offense is lifeless. Like there's just nothing whatsoever of any sort of spark anywhere. It's and it's brutal to watch because like even like HUD and Lefevre are running out of things to say to support the team. Like if I have to hear one more time, like it's another hard hit ball, Rhino right to a guy, they'll break out of it. Okay.
Yeah, that gets old after a while.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I don't care about your hard hit rate. Yeah,
well, just be real.
It doesn't matter. Your hard hit rate is irrelevant. It's all about getting hits, getting on base, and scoring runs. I hate the hard hit rate. That's what like teams that are losing and not doing good. That's what the announcers revert back to try to cover up for a team being bad. Oh, it's a hard hit rate. They're really squaring. No, they're not. They're not getting hits. I mean, and we can't do that. And I think at one point last night I got a text from somebody. Lefevre said, "See ball, hit ball." He's like even like reducing himself to where I am at this point in time with the see ball, hit ball. But I think that Vinny stuff that we talked about yesterday, guys, is really paramount in all of this because I would imagine Vinny's the only one that's not feeling totally lost at the plate and totally confused and totally just out of it, at the plate right now. It feels like they're all out of it. They're all confused. They're all going to go, what the hell is going on? We have no idea. So I think that Vinny comment that we heard yesterday from MLB TV or whatever it is a bigger picture for me than just Vinny Pasquantino, because I think that's probably the feeling that everybody in that lineup has, and that off day on Monday is going to be brioche for them. I mean, they're going to need that off day more than probably they've needed an off day in the last couple of years.
Yeah, they definitely need it. It's what is it that Bill Self said when they were going through their troubles? Like, this team just needs to get away from each other.
Yeah,
they just need to have some time to, regurgitate what has been this start, because it hasn't been great. But like we had said yesterday, if you continue to keep slipping the way that they are, they're going to lose the interest of the city if they haven't lost already 50% of that, because it seems like the text line is pretty in sync with what they feel.
Yeah.
They told us this was a playoff team. They did nothing to get any batting or offense for this roster, and it's clearly showing. I can't disagree with the text line on that. They tried. They didn't.
Yep.
I don't need to hear that they tried anymore. They didn't. They didn't get
anybody.
It's not just, Cody and Gold talked about yesterday. It's like, yeah, you can sit here and complain and moan and gripe about, Renfroe, Melendez. It's everybody outside of Bobby Witt Jr. I'll throw Michael Garcia and Kyle Isbell in there as well. But if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that this team's best 3 hitters in their first 20 games, because we're 20 games in now, they're 8-12, that their 3 best hitters would have been Bobby Witt Jr., Kyle Isbell, and Michael Garcia, I'd have told you, when do they get to St. Joe?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And I think you're thinking to yourself there too. It would be a bad joke if you would have told me something like that. I'd be like, "Now you're out of your mind." No, Vinny's going to have a nice year. He's coming back from that injury. Look how good he was last year. Build on that. Salvador Perez, continues to move forward his Hall of Fame career. He's going to be just fine. I love Jonathan India at the top of the lineup. But yeah, I mean, when your top three hitters are Bobby Witt Jr., Maikel Garcia, and Kyle Isbell, things are not moving in the right direction. And so I know fans are frustrated right now, and I think you should be, because again, as we keep mentioning, they said they were going to be a playoff team, and at 8-12 right now, they're not showing the signs of life to be a playoff team. The pitching has been outstanding, but the hitting has to get there. And if the hitting doesn't pick up fast, they're going to be finding themselves behind a huge hole, and they may not be a playoff team this year. But sometimes that's just the way it works. Sometimes you go up, you go back down, and then you take that big step forward next year, and that's the year that you look forward to. But I know fans were really looking forward to this season, right? Imagine the Chiefs coming out of the gate 0-2, guys, right? How upset would fans be if the Chiefs came out of the gate 0-2? You've been looking forward to the season all year long, and boom, you're 0-2 going, damn, what the hell went wrong in those first 2 weeks? Well, that's where we are with the Royals. Through 20 games, they're an 0-2 football team, and you're thinking to yourself, dang, man, all this went wrong. I was looking forward to this, and this is what we have now. It's not so good.
And they tell you in football, too, that if you start off 0-2, the likelihood of you making the playoffs is very slim.
Yep.
Like, it's always teams that start 0-2, like 30% of those teams end up making the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
And again, it goes back to, what we were built on to start this season. This is a playoff team. We're a playoff team. We're going to make the playoff. Okay, you're digging yourself into a hole that eventually is going to take half or 3/4 of a season to dig out of.
That's right.
And I heard Vern's pregame show last night, and this isn't a team that's just trying to get by and make a wild card team. This was a team that was supposed to win the division. This is a team that's supposed to be a surefire locked playoff team, and they aren't that. They just simply aren't that. And it gets to the point now where it's like, bases loaded, nobody out, 0 runs. All right, let's see who's trying to beat Bobby Flay on the Food Network.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's where attention goes. That's where mine went. That's where.
What inning did you check out last night? Be honest with yourself.
7th inning. Bottom of the 7th.
Okay.
And then I went to my room. I got the bed ready, turned the TV on, put Netflix toggled on, go in the living room to turn the TV off. Oh, it's now 6-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I checked out after the top of the 6th. I'm like, all right, I'm out on this one. Everybody Loves Raymond had a nice episode on last night that I was wanting to watch. And I was kind of bouncing around, and that kind of, maybe that's what you have to do. I mean, if they're not giving you a reason to stay and hang out, there's no reason to stay and hang out. So going to a party, they ran out of beer, there's no food left, and you're like, man, I'm out of here, man. Yeah. I'm done. Peace out, right? And so that's kind of where I felt last night, and I don't have any shame in that. And now we got a weekend coming up. Get me to the TV, probably going to be tough, especially with the Tiger series and everything else that's going on in the world right now. Like it's just like if it's on, it's on. If it's not, it's not, type of thing. And that's not where you want fans. No. On the 18th of April, it's really not where you want fans already saying peace out. I'll see you at the draft party.
Yeah, if I wasn't on Rob's big deck, I wouldn't have watched as much as I had.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and speaking of Rob Maloney, people on the text line think he would be a better manager right now than Q. We got that text about an hour ago to the text line. Rob Maloney would do a better job of managing this team right now. I don't know who texted that in. I don't necessarily agree with that text. I've been to a lot of his restaurants. I've seen the way things are managed at times. Not exactly Hall of Fame style, Rob. I kid, but
feel those bus tires.
But I mean,
went forward and reverse and went forward again.
This is where fans are right now. We're suggesting our local bar managers to be the manager of the ball club right about now, right? So, Rob, if you want the job, go for it, my man.
But if you want, we can talk Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns in the main event on night 1, WrestleMania. Gunther versus Jey Uso. Yeet, yeet, yeet.
Where is WrestleMania?
Good question, Iguana.
Thank you. Do we have It seems like we have WrestleMania all the time.
It's in Vegas.
Is it? That's right. It is in Las Vegas. I saw some of
our buddy Drew. That's downright delicious cooking. Got off his plane yesterday. He's got front row seats for.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
he's
sick,
gonna add
dude.
Some pepper. Boom. Boom. But yeah. So I promise you this: no Royals talk. Pretty much for the entire day. Because the GM of the Kansas City Chiefs spoke yesterday, and running back is going to be an option. Plus, there's 12 to 13 guys in the first round. So
yeah, that's exactly right.
Never know what's going to happen, but the draft is less than a week away. We dive into what the GM BV had to say yesterday on the airwaves here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station. 965, The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Heartland Men's Health can help you out. And if you're suffering from ED, it's time to call my friends at Heartland Men's Health because they can get you through this terrible condition. ED causes stress in relationships. It creates anxiety and undue hardships on a man and often on their partner as well. Yet many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. The good news is Heartland Men's Health is here in Kansas City, and they have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating guys in KC, and they're ready for you. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Looking for the best food, drinks, and game day vibes? The Landing Eatery and Pub in Liberty has you covered. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. with great drink specials. Game day buckets, 5 beers or seltzers. Keep the party going Saturday and all day Sunday. Catch every play on over 68 TVs while enjoying our massive 102-item menu. Love live music? Our neon-lit smoking patio has bands Thursday through Sunday. Don't miss out. Check out our daily specials at landingeateryandpub.com.
Hey there, Kansas Lottery here. And we want to get together for a game or two. Meet us at your favorite retailer or wherever you like to buy your tickets, and we can let the games begin. There's a lot of fun and cash on the line. See kslottery.com for details.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The best mornings start with Wrangler. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Dogs and kids in your yard playing hard. After the fun and the sun, you gotta reseed your lawn. Come on down to the grass pad. The grass pad's high on grass.
At Busey Bank and CrossFirst Bank, we're partnering to help make your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth, cash flow management, and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Together, we're building extraordinary impact in business, wealth, and community. Busey Bank and CrossFirst Bank. Member FDIC.
Say goodbye to dealerships and private sale tire kickers when you sell your car to GiveMeTheVin.com. Now we're even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com big cash giveaway. Win $25,000 in cash every month. Sell us your car to increase your odds of winning. No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Royals coverage sponsored by Border Magic. We've got the edge for your landscaping edging needs.
Boost your curb appeal and add value with custom concrete landscape edging from Border Magic. Choose from a huge variety of styles and colors, all backed by a 10-year warranty. A cost-effective way to give your home that wow factor. Get started now at SouthKCBorderMagic.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 49 northbound heading out of Peculiar. Things slow around Peculiar Way and stay very heavy for about a mile and a quarter with a problem blocking at least one lane of traffic. Kansas side, 35 northbound trip from Olathe into downtown is 20 minutes. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Seinfeld slapping the base, hitting the base harder than the baseball is being hit by the Kansas City Royals currently. I don't kid. Dusty, yes. What about Jack Caglione? Well, I mean, more power to him. He ought to be up on the Major League roster. He's hitting 224.
Double-A.
I'm not sure this team that's currently in the major leagues could hit in Double-A.
Yeah.
Benny Pasquantino, 188, 1 home run. Merv, 085, 1 home run. Hunter Renslow, 116, 0 home runs. Caglione combined, 3 home runs. More than all three of those guys.
Yeah.
Perfect time to call Caglione up if you ask me.
Oh,
But, I mean, he'd be your fourth best hitter on your roster.
If he's hitting 222 in the Double-A,
224. Put some respect on his name.
224.
Put some respect on his name.
224 in Double-A. What does that translate to the big leagues? Merv or Renfro?
Better than Vinny, Merv, and Renslow.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Vinny's the one that really bothers me the most, man. Like what's going on there?
Steve Ballmer or Royals manager, I'm all in, says Rob Maloney.
That's right.
Steve Ballmer, that's great.
Maloney's willing to take off over the 8-12 sinking ship that is the Kansas City Royals.
From the 816, I listened while walking my dog after dinner. I had to turn it off after the top of the sixth.
That's when I was done, too. That's fine, and it's
was
okay.
Was that the bases loaded, nobody out?
I don't remember what it was. I just remember they had some guys on or something, and they didn't score, and I'm like, all right, I'm done here. We're good for the night.
Yeah.
And go.
Out of mind, out of sight.
Yep. And that's not where you want them. That's the worst thing that could happen. Yep. Once they're out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, however you say it, it's hard to get them back in. And you know, we've talked all week about losing the fan base and losing the city. And, you know, this weekend doesn't go well. It'll be all draft talk, all kinds of draft talk, all kinds of arm length and, all kinds of crap that people want to talk about with the draft. It'll be front and center all next week. If they don't win, 2 or 3 of these next 3 games, it's going to be all draft talk, and rightfully so. You've got to earn your spot on the show, right? You've got to earn your keep. And if you're not playing good baseball, well, everybody's going to pass you by. We're going to talk about who the new Chief's going to be.
Yeah, or the Cam Ward Fortnite audio.
Yeah.
We're going to have something.
Or WrestleMania, or Max 5 minutes of the NBA, which that's a
no,
huge...
nobody wants that.
Oh, yeah. You want that or you want the Royals offense?
At this point, I still want the Royals offense, but I don't need the NBA kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
Slap my mouth and call me Draft Daddy.
No doubt about it.
Do it.
Speaking of Draft Daddy, Brett Veach was on Cody and Gold because he was live doing his Zoom meeting. I can't see anybody.
Yeah.
Is what we heard first.
That's awesome.
This was Veach on First Round Talent.
It's probably a tick down. I think typically in years past, that number's been anywhere from 15 to 18, even 19. I think the last I checked, it was right around 12 or 13. So it is lower, although I will say this, in that secondary wave of guys that, are in the late round, high 2 consideration, that number's probably a little higher. So hopefully that provides a little bit more flexibility on both ends. So I think that top end number is just a tick down from years past. And I think we've have a pretty consistent game plan year in and year out. And if one of those guys, however unlikely it is that we have in that 12 or 13 or 14 number range, if they were to fall into a reasonable landing spot, I'm sure we would make some calls, and typically it's unlikely to happen, but we all know a few years ago it did happen with Trent McDuffie, and we were able to do that. So that will be kind of our mindset again, and we'll see if it works out. I don't think it'd make too much sense for us to, we need all these picks, and we need to add depth on multiple fronts and secondaries and receivers. So trading multiple picks to just get one piece doesn't really make sense. But I think if a guy we really like does fall into the 20s and it's reasonable, I think we'll be aggressive. Otherwise, I think we'll be happy with adding players at each round and multiple players in 3.
So what he basically is saying is we could trade up, we could trade back, we could stay where we are, right? Is that kind of what we're looking at? The thing that stood out to me, and I don't know if you guys kind of caught this as well, the 12 to 13 first-round players. I mean, that is a small number, and even Brett talked about that being a small number of first-round players. Where has all the talent gone, right? Didn't Paula Cole sing about the Cowboys one time? Where have all the Cowboys gone? Where's all the talent gone in college football, right? I think we're spending so much time worried about portals and NIL money that maybe we're not developing the talent anymore, and getting these guys out there. 12 to 13 players in all of the draft are first-round talents. That's really, really weak, right? That's a really weak number right now. So if the Chiefs stay where they are and you go based on that, their first-round pick is essentially a third-round pick at this point in time, right? 12 to 13 first-rounders. How many second-rounders are out there?
He said there was a more tier 2 talent, so that's good. So maybe there's more second-round talent that falls.
Maybe, but still, I mean, you're picking 31, and that's why people get mad all the time. I don't know whether they're picking 31 and 32 every year. You're not getting first-round talent at those spots, and you really haven't gotten first-round talent that late in the draft in years. I mean, because it's always about 20 guys in the first round. If you're not picking in the top 20, you're really not getting a first-round talented player, and so it makes it even more remarkable to see what the Chiefs have been doing every year with never really having it. Like their last true first-round pick, he said Trent McDuffie, they traded up to get, but probably Patrick Mahomes picking in the top 10. Like their last true first-round draft pick was Patrick Mahomes, and they've still been reloading and doing great things. It's amazing.
Yeah, the analogy I gave you yesterday was for the nerds that love fantasy football. It'd be like if you won your league every year and you didn't do a snake draft and you had to pick last every year in your fantasy football draft. So not snakes. So you're not going 14th, 15th, or 12th and 13th.
Right.
You're going 12th, 24, 36, like that. And yet you still find yourself in the championship game with a chance to win it, if not winning it. It's very impressive what they do with where they pick every single year and seem to find somebody that is, an influence to the roster. Obviously, last year, Xavier Worthy, they trade up to get. He was amazing last year. You're number one wide receiver on your team last year.
Right.
The year before, Rashee Rice, number one wide receiver on your roster last year. Both first-year players. This was Brett Veach on the chances they trade back because of the actual meat that could be later on in the tier 2.
I certainly have a tendency to be on the aggressive side and move up. Although it's interesting, as I just mentioned to Pete before, the numbers are a little bit down in regards to that top end, usually being 15 to 17. They're more from in that 12 to 14 range. So, and then as I mentioned, definitely the secondary stack is a little bit bigger. So I think that there is probably just from a sure number standpoint, more of a likelihood that could happen when you have, again, on the front end, the numbers, meaning 7.5 or higher on our grading system being low, but then that next 7.0 to 6.5 grading system, the numbers being higher. I think that from that standpoint, I think that could be in our wheelhouse and it might make sense to us. So we'll have to see. I think there's always, or at least it worked out that way in the last few years, been one guy. Worthy was one of those guys last year, but we'll see. But I know that I've shown to be more aggressive, but I'm certainly open to it. And if it makes sense for us and we can acquire additional picks, I'd be all for it.
Be aggressive. Was I there yesterday?
I certainly have a tendency to be on the aggressive side and move up. Although it's interesting, as I just mentioned to Pete before, the numbers are a little bit down in regards to that top end, usually being 15 to 17. They're more from in that 12 to 14 range. So, and then as I mentioned, definitely
what was that? Yeah.
Dusty
I don't know. On the mind of the GM. But yeah, look, we've known this going into this draft. This is a rather weak draft class. Like we look at the quarterbacks that are in this class, that's where kind of everything starts.
I was going to say, does that determine how strong people think the draft are by the quarterbacks, right? That's got to set the tone for everybody, right?
For sure.
Because, it doesn't necessarily mean that the best player in the draft is a quarterback, but your strength is normally built around your quarterbacks because that's the sexy position. That's what sells the draft. Like you put the quarterbacks, like I would assume on the cover of the draft picture will be Shedeur, Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, and Ashton Genty. And maybe Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter, yeah,
So,
he'll be on there.
If they put 5 up, I feel like those are your 5. Could be 9 of your first picks, and then interest gone. Right, once those guys are gone, because what we know is, as of right now, what we think we know is that pick 1 is Cam Ward, pick 2 is Travis Hunter, pick 3 is Abdul Carter, and then after that, it's like, does Shedeur go 9th to the Saints? Does Ashton Genty go to the Bears? Does he go to the Cowboys? Does
Raiders?
Stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, when's the first receiver
that's
taken?
All that's all in the first.
Well, Travis Hunter will go number 1 or number 2 probably.
Yeah,
so
the first real receiver.
The first, yeah. But no, but I think it does. It starts with the quarterbacks, and there are not a lot of household names at quarterbacks, and the ones that people do know aren't very good, right? Like, where's Cam Ward in a normal year? He's not the number 1 overall pick in this draft.
I mean, at best, the 4th quarterback taken last year.
Like a nice quarterback, and that's where people ruin their organizations. Is they go out there and they draft these guys because they feel like they need to draft these guys at the top of the first round. Like, I really do believe, like, if you're Tennessee and you don't think Cam Ward is the guy that can turn your franchise around, there's no reason to draft that guy out there. You can get a quarterback next year, or go out and sign Aaron Rodgers. He's looking for work, and so there's other routes you can go. I don't know if he is or not.
He's in a serious relationship.
Yeah, with who? Himself?
That's what he says. He's in a serious relationship.
Oh. It's hard for a narcissist to be in a relationship. But I think with the quarterbacks being so nondescript this year, I think that really has set the tone. Like, I do feel like this year for the draft, I don't feel the buzz like there normally is for the draft. And I don't know why that is, but I guess you look back and you see there's not a lot of household names on there right now. And I don't know if this is going to be now the trend moving forward, where with NIL and all this kind of stuff and the portal, people don't really latch on to college players as much anymore. We don't really know the college player coming out anymore. I don't know what the case may be, but it just feels like this year there just isn't a lot of great talent coming out. And if you're trying to rebuild your organization and trying to do things in this draft to take you to that next level, it may be difficult for a lot of teams to do something like that.
Where there is talent, and something that we've kind of been focusing on, is the running back class, which is probably the biggest bulk of talent there is in this draft, outside of what maybe defensive linemen, which are 2 needs for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sure.
So it might be a weaker draft, but it could be stronger for the Chiefs. And this was Brett Veach on the running back depth in this draft.
Look, with all these players, you're a few bad weeks away from having no depth at all. I mean, I know I've always said the story a few years back of that defensive end position where we had a 2 or 3 week span where we lost multiple guys. And, last year, Pacheco got hurt early on. And I mean, we always want to surround Pat with playmakers, and the more talented wideouts you can throw on the field at one time is something important to us. And depth at running back, and look, this kickoff role too. I mean, ideally, it would be advantageous for us to identify a receiver and or running back that has explosive playmaking ability on both ends. Remigio did a great job, but again, we're always pushing the envelope to get 1% better. And if we can add another dynamic element to both return phases, that would be something that would make sense. So it's not just wanting to continue to add explosive playmaking at the running back or the receiver position. It's also the return game. And so I do feel good about that running back stack. Again, I think it's probably a consensus throughout the draft community and the work that you guys have all done, that there's a ton of running backs. And, I think that there'll be a good chance that one of these picks ends up being one of those players, just because there's so many of them and they're all really good. And the discrepancies between the running back you have in 4th or 5th is really close, or 4th and 3rd is really close. So I think there's a good likelihood that, one of those players ends up on our roster, and hopefully they're a dynamic returner as well.
Chiefs are drafting running back in the 3rd round, one of those.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, he spoke for 1 minute and 40 seconds on the running back. I would expect a running back to be a member of this team through the draft. Now, what is really the return game anymore in football?
Well, they just changed it. So it's different now.
Is that a area that we need to look at and get better at? Like, is the return game even part of the NFL anymore?
When he says returning, I think about punt returning.
You do? Okay.
Personally,
Yeah.
and that's something that the Chiefs have been devoid of since maybe that Kadarius Toney punt return in the Super Bowl. Other than that, it's been a little bit rough. For me, he had some nice moments. So
I don't know who that is.
could provide a spark.
Right. I guess.
I don't know who you just mentioned. I thought it was Young Joka.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
My mistake.
As he transitions. Yeah,
70
we'll get
degrees.
70 degrees, I know. We'll get to that here in just 1 second. But I do think running back does become a pick. But I just don't know how big the return game is anymore, like in the NFL. Like I don't know.
It used to be.
Is it supposed to be better now? Like they continue to tell us, like, oh, we're going to get more returns and more returns. Are we? I don't know what the numbers are on that. I think there's less touchbacks. They're trying to do away with the touchback, right, to make the game more exciting. But then they talk out of both sides of their mouth because they're talking player safety, right? Like touchbacks would be player safety, but that's not exciting. So the hell with player safety. We want to run the ball back. So if the return game is going to be a factor, then give me a running back that can be part of that return game too.
Explaining to people who Devin Hester was is like explaining to people that cigarettes were cool.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That was a thing? Oh, yeah. After dinner, the men went into a room and had cigars or cigs and brandy.
In suits.
And
the women got their slippers for them.
Yeah, and then it was like, there was this guy named Devin Hester, and it's like every time, Dante Hall, who's going to announce a Chiefs pick in this year's draft, they'll be like, what did he do again?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, here's what used to be the NFL. Like, they used to kick return back then, and it would change the dynamic of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Hester, the greatest to ever do it. Who's that?
Yeah, I mean, look, even Tyreek Hill was a dynamic returner for this organization. He was a returner before he was a wide receiver.
Special team. What was it? Return specialist? Is that what Jalen Ramsey
return
called it?
specialist?
Return specialist is what he was. Yeah, that's right. He was a return specialist that went out there and cooked Jalen Ramsey that day.
But yeah, it's stuff like that you can kind of see the tea leaves. Like we hear the first cut, like, I could be aggressive if it plays out that way, like, and I need to move up, or I could move out of the first round and just bulk up in the second and third round where you have 2 picks in the third. You could then get 2 or maybe 3 picks in the second, and then just really, try to find guys, because now it kind of makes more sense as this whole offseason unfolded, where it was like the Chiefs are just bringing everybody back. Yeah, because there's no impact player that's going to impact their roster outside of running back that you can get maybe in the third round. And why not have them sit behind or play behind a Pacheco and a Kareem Hunt, who at the start will probably be your 1-2 combo. And then all of a sudden you'll have this guy you draft in the third round with your first or second pick in that third round. And it's like, let's give the kid a chance.
Yeah.
See what he can do. He's dynamic. He's not the guy that needs to go through the tackles and get a first down, or through the guards and get 2 yards. That's what Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are for. You have maybe that position to get. It's deep. It's loaded. He had mentioned that that's what everybody's talking about. People that do drafts, people that do, Football Insiders. And he alludes to that. Like, you guys have done your homework. You know what the draft is and where the running back, bulk is. And I mean, honestly, like, if you tell me, the Chiefs, defensive tackle, running back, offensive tackle, where does your hierarchy rank when it comes to those picks? I think we would all, gun to our head, say defensive tackle.
Yeah, defensive tackle.
And then I think you'd probably say running back, because you kind of need that skill set for this offense, in my opinion, to make Patrick Mahomes even that much better to go full scorched earth next year with this offense.
Whoever that running back is that they draft in the third round or whatever, he will be a household name by the end of the year. And I'm talking in Kansas City, maybe not outside of Kansas City, but
by the end of July.
well, no, but I mean, once the games start, because we're going to see attrition at that position. Look, Kareem Hunt couldn't last all year last year. We know that. He fizzled out at the end. Obviously, the injury that we saw to Isaiah Pacheco, he never truly rebounded from that. So hopefully he's fresh and ready to go. But the wear on tear on him now is year 4. And so you're going to need this running back. This is kind of now the transition. Like, if I'm Isaiah Pacheco right now, I'm calling my agent and go, get other teams on speed dial for after this season, because clearly they're going to be moving on from him at that running back position, right? So you're going to get that fresh blood. You're going to get a new, fresh running back in there. And that's what you need to do with that position. You constantly need to change it over, because the wear and tear is so heavy on those guys, especially 2 dudes like Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, who just risk their body on every single damn play. Like, they don't know how to preserve their body like, Patrick Mahomes does when he runs the football, right? You just go out there and you just play with all reckless abandonment. That doesn't mean a long career in the NFL. So whoever they do draft, third round, whatever it is with the running back position, that guy will be a big part of what the Chiefs do. And by season's end, we'll be like, damn, thank God we drafted that guy. Whoever that guy may be, we're all going to be lauding Brett Veach for taking that running back, because I do think it's going to be an important kind of backfill to this team.
Chiefs legend of the past announced a retirement. His name is Kadarius Toney. as you call him, Carapious
Carapious Tony. Yeah, you can say Crappiest Tony, but now he's a rap artist, so he's Carapious Tony.
He goes by the name of Young Joka.
Oh, I like that. Young Joka.
Yeah. Somebody says he should go by Waka Flocka 2.0 because he has no hands. That's good. Take the day, sir, ma'am, whoever you are. Have yourself a good afternoon.
Great job.
But you bring up the question, like, what other KC athletes are a punchline?
Because he is a punchline, right? I mean, I think if you bring up Carapious Tony, everybody's talking about, oh my God, this guy couldn't catch. One of the worst plays by lining up off sides, forced Patrick Mahomes to melt down. You know, this guy was inactive for the Super Bowl and didn't understand why he wasn't like a guy that had no self-awareness whatsoever. He's a punchline. He's kind of Ken Harvey style. Ken Harvey's a punchline here in Kansas City. When you think of Ken Harvey,
Harris.
yeah, exactly. Demetrius Harris and, guys like that. Over the years, you've seen them. D. Brown was another guy for the Royals that I kind of remember as a punchline. But I think Ken Harvey is one of the biggest punchlines because you think about that home run on that Friday night, but you also think about him getting hit in the back, colliding with Jason Grimsley, getting stuck behind the tarp. Like, all of those things happened to one gentleman on a baseball diamond basically in the course of a calendar year. And so I think Ken Harvey is one of the biggest kind of laughingstocks punchlines when it comes to Kansas City athletes.
Did Dwayne Bowe become one? After the incident with Sonic and the way his career ended in Kansas City?
Maybe a little bit of one. I think we remember Dwayne Bowe for Sonic and importing women more than we remember for that 2010 season where him and Matt Castle were the hottest thing going in the NFL, I mean, they were awesome together that year.
I think my top 3 moments I remember of Dwayne Bowe, number 1 would be I'd like to thank the Clarks.
The Clarks, the thanking of the Clarks.
Number 2 is Sonic Open.
Right.
And then number 3, becoming a rapper.
Yeah.
I know he had that big season where he had, double-digit touchdowns and then got the contract, but I always remember I'd like to thank the Clarks.
No, it was I deeply apologize to the Clarks because that was the importing of the women's story in San Diego. He went to Sports Illustrated, for those who don't know, and talked about importing women into the hotel, and it was a really bad kind of thing. But of course, if you're Sports Illustrated, you're going to publish that, And so then he had to have this press conference. And I'll never forget being there and standing there. He goes, "I'd like to deeply apologize to the Clarks," and I'm just like, "Oh God!" And I know the organization still to this day thinks it's hysterical.
It's funny.
And there's a band out of Pittsburgh called the Clarks. I tell you to play the music, but Spectre would come in here with a ruler and hit you on the hand if you did that.
That hurts.
And so after he had said, "I deeply apologize to the Clarks," the Chiefs reached out to the band the Clarks to try to get them to sing the anthem. It never worked. But, I mean, it was one of those deals like, this band, the Clarks, we tried to get them to sing the anthem. I'm like, oh, that is unbelievable. Like, it went up that far. So, yeah, Dwayne Bowe will always be that guy, the Sonic guy. He's a lovable dope is what I've always said. Like, I love Dwayne Bowe. You want to just give him a big hug. Kadarius Toney is just a dope.
When Dwayne Bowe went to Cleveland, I also remember he was like, "I'm going to outdo my stats. Like Kansas City's going to regret it." Yeah, he had 4 catches for 44 yards
on
the whole season.
That
4
year?
catches for 44 yards.
Are those his real stats?
There's 4 catches. It might have been 50 yards, but I do remember that. Yeah, because he gave me a fist bump when he came to Kansas City. It was awesome.
Should have given me something else when he came to Kansas City. Other names that come into the text line: Mondesi is a punchline.
Yes,
Sky Moore.
Sky Moore.
Saw a picture yesterday of him like at Pat Camp. I'm like, why is he there?
Well, he's trying to get better.
Yeah, I felt bad for Pat. I was like, Sky Moore, Remigio, Elijah Mitchell. Like, this is who we're giving him in Pat Camp.
I mean, those are the guys that need the work.
That's true. That's a good point.
Somebody says Renelvis Hernandez is a punchline because he went to the DL for being fat.
He did, yeah. He told me one time in spring training, my wife is just such a good cook, I can't stop eating. I'm like, well, that's going to be a problem.
Good thing HUD doesn't see what he weighs.
Yeah, I know, right? See, that guy gained all the weight in the offseason. He had surgery. Still fat. Okay.
All righty.
Don't forget, with all this draft talk, you have less than a week to be there. Thursday, April 24th, the Landing at Liberty, starting at 6 p.m. Pinkadoo Nacero, broadcasting live during the first round. Draft contest is back. $965 is the cash prize, plus an autographed Juwan Taylor helmet as a prize as well. 1 point for a player drafted in the first round. 3 points if you get the right player on the right team. A sheet must be turned in prior to the number 1 pick on the clock, and the fan staff will be in attendance. Coming back on the other side, Bob's birthday is tomorrow, so wish Bob Fescoe a happy birthday. Also, Bob saw a bumper sticker yesterday that, well, I should probably follow this car until the end of time. 96.5 The Fan, you're home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, here you go, Missouri sports fans. The Underdog app is now available to play in your state, and it just became one of the best places to make entries during the basketball playoffs with their extender promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start your playoff series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boost. To play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like points, assists, and so much more. And once your entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So $1 could turn into 1,000 just by using the Underdog app. And you can play with just basketball selections or do what I do, cross over all the sports. With baseball, you got football, you got basketball, you got all kinds of great things on the Underdog app. So download the Underdog app now and sign up with the promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
When I started watching, my favorite team is almost Andy Reid. I couldn't get out of the parking lot due to my new popularity. Renner Garage Door has an offer that's just as popular. $100 maintenance check to keep your door running smooth. Get a free replacement quote. Renner carries top brands like Deldon, Amar, and LiftMaster. Family owned since 1956. Call or visit rennerdoor.com. Renner forward and back.
R-E-N-N-E-R. If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
The 96.5 The Fan ticket window is open. Head to the contest page at 965thefan.com for your chance to score tickets to see Blink 182 with Alkaline Trio at T-Mobile Center Saturday, September 27th. Must be 18 to enter and win. Good luck.
KC, let's get loud at Big Slick 2025. Enjoy comedy, music, and more at the Big Slick Show on May 31st at T-Mobile Center with all proceeds benefiting Children's Mercy. Tickets are on sale now at bigslickkc.org. Peace and quiet are not invited, but you are.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The best mornings
in the morning light.
Start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Do you know a coach who goes above and beyond? The Royals, the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City are recognizing those impactful men and women. Nominate your high school coach at royals.com/coacheswithcharacter.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Clog drain? Our experts clear tough clogs fast and include a free camera inspection, so you have confidence that your pipes are flowing freely. Unclog your drain for just $74. Schedule today at anthonyphce.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, earlier problem 49 northbound and Peculiar has cleared. No delays linger from that. It is a little slow in Belton around Missouri 58. 29 southbound heading into downtown, quite heavy. Hit delays before Armour, and it just crawls down past 16th Avenue with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back here on a Friday on 96.5 The Fan. Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens all with you. Tomorrow is Bob Fescoe's birthday. Woo! Somebody says I turned 41 on the 11th. Aries Power, buddy. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes, Aries Power as well. Good Aries follow on Twitter, X, formerly whatever it's called now. And I enjoy reading what they say because everyone I look at, I go, hey, kind of identify with that. Yeah. So
from the 816, happy birthday, Bob. Your show has been a part of my day for many years. Thanks for all you do. Chiefs 17-0 this season.
Let's go, baby.
35-0.
35-0.
Right,
17-0. Let's go.
You should just change every score to like how older you get throughout life. Like,
48-0 this year. Fine, 48-0 every game this year. Let's go.
Yeah, so
make it easier for us.
Big day tomorrow. Basically a Tuesday on a Saturday, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we got, I told you about the Fitbrit party we're going to tomorrow morning, and then I get my choice of lunch where I'm going to take myself for lunch, and then we'll see what happens after that. It may dissipate after that. The rain really does put a damper into, into everything.
Gonna
that really
be a
does
wet
stink.
weekend. Get all your yard work done today, I can tell you that much.
And I'll tell you, my mother-in-law's birthday is on Sunday, so we kind of celebrate together as well. So happy birthday to Grandpam, and I'm sure she's 79. It was funny when
79-0.
Yeah, when I met them and started dating my wife, we were having this conversation yesterday. Shout out Olathe East, won again, 4 straight wins this week.
Can they hit the baseball?
Well, yeah, some of these soccer players. There was a lot of hitting yesterday. These girls from Shawnee Mission North were like body checking our kids. I mean, if this was a boys' game, it would have gone into a fight. Absolutely would have been. I'm surprised my daughter didn't, to be honest with you, but she was good. And shout out Emmy, hat trick yesterday, so that was awesome to see.
Damn, nice.
So yeah, her mother goes, I promised her Lululemon if she ever got a hat trick.
Damn. Oh, boy.
She's like, that's great, but now I got to go buy that.
You can
so
get
go
a
get
tote
Fitbrit.
bag. Yeah.
Get Fitbrit instead. It's better.
There you go.
And so, so 48 years old, 48 years young. So my mother-in-law, 79. When I first started dating my wife, they had a 60th birthday party for them. I go, oh, my God, now you're 79. Like, where did that time go?
Crazy.
Just like that, man.
Yeah,
Like,
mom's
seriously.
birthday on Sunday as well. So big birthday.
Your mom's
weekend.
birthday's coming up,
Yes,
too.
this
Momo's
Sunday,
having a
yeah, Momo,
birthday.
yes.
Nice. Happy birthday, Momo.
Yes.
Taking her to Applebee's?
Oh, probably, of
Yeah,
course.
it-
Only the
it
finest
is
of
Easter,
dining.
Dusty. Where the hell
come
else
on.
are you going to go, right? So Momo and Grandpam all celebrating on
Yes.
420, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
there it is.
Congratulations to them.
Hell yeah. You were behind a car yesterday that had a pretty interesting sticker on the
Well,
back
I
window.
did, and this is a great one. Milfin Ain't Easy was on the back of this car yesterday.
praise
I was
be,
driving
baby.
through Leewood,
Leewood?
yeah, out there. I was on Knoll or Row or wherever I was yesterday. Headed to the J to get my swole on yesterday, and I'm behind this Buick Enclave, which there you go, Dusty, right,
Hey.
right for you. And it says
Hey.
I get behind this car, and I'm like looking at it in front. I'm like, what does that? Oh, Milfin Ain't Easy bumper sticker on the
Yeah,
back of
man.
this woman's car. Was she hot? I don't know the answer to that question because I was following behind, but I did see big sunglasses and a little blonde hair. So determine whether or not if she was hot, right? And so I sent this to my kids and my wife, and because if I would have sent it to my family text with my parents, my mother would have been like, I don't know what Milfin is, and so then I would have explained that. And that's But I sent this to my kids, and my wife is like, they would be mortified if I put this on my car. So I asked the girls, I go, what would you think if Mom rolled up with that? And they go, yeah, not good.
No.
Not good at all. I go, what if I put something like, Dilphin on my car or something like that? How would you feel about that, right?
Did they like that more?
No, not cool with that. So
Not
while
cool with
it's
that
funny
either.
for us to talk about how does this woman's kids feel, you're driving around like, usually you know who the hot mom is, right? Like when you're a kid, Johnny's mom is hot and whatnot. But putting Milfin Ain't Easy on the car, man. I tell you what, you got high school kids, college kids. Like, is this Stifler's mom driving around Johnson County?
I don't hate it. I think live your life. If you own that, like if you've been called that, you probably are that. Throw that sticker on there.
Own it.
I mean, that's not the worst sticker we've seen on cars. We've seen worse.
No.
What was it back in the day? Like the Calvin and Hobbes guy?
Oh, yeah.
Pissing on the Raiders?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That was a good one.
That's a great one.
That's a really good one.
Anything
like
political never works because somebody wins, somebody loses, and then it's stuck on your car, and then you identify as like somebody, then you get road rage out of it. Never do political stickers.
Like if your candidate loses, take that bumper sticker off,
and
right?
then it leaves it's kind of like putting a basketball goal in your driveway. It immediately depreciates the value of your home.
Right.
Like you put a bumper sticker on your car, it's like, because now I've seen that people are ducking in their dashboards that aren't Jeeps anymore. Like
They are?
I saw it yesterday. There was like a
That's
Mercedes
weird.
that drove past me, like an SUV Mercedes, and he had like 4 ducks in his dash. I'm like, you don't get to do that.
Yeah, you don't do that. That's a Jeep thing.
And
man.
I don't even duck. Nuck if you buck.
Well, you'll
but I don't-
find somebody soon. Oh, duck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah, not the text
misunderstood
that gets
that.
edited.
Oh, yeah.
From the text line, Stacy's mom's got it going on.
Yeah, she does.
Fountains of Wayne.
Oh,
Shout out.
absolutely.
We lost one of those members during COVID.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's either their guitarist or their bassist.
Way to know the original band. Nice.
Yeah, Fountains of Wayne.
What do you mean the original band?
Well, because usually Bowling for Soup did a very popular cover. Everyone's like, "Oh, Bowling for Soup did this song." It's like, no.
What would you
Fountains of
bowl
Wayne.
for?
I'd foal for soup. I'll tell you
I'd
that
foal for
right now.
soup any
Would you
day.
foal for soup?
Of course.
Get out to Foaling, 435 and State Line. FoalingKC.com. Reserve your lane now. But
Throw
you
it
would
underhand.
foal. You would exactly. You would foal for soup, right?
Of course, absolutely. What kind of soup are we talking about?
Well, that's the thing. Are we doing a nice
Semantics.
clam chowder,
No.
or are we doing a rich hearty gumbo, or are we
Yes.
doing a consomme?
Is gumbo a soup?
I don't know. It could
Yeah.
be. It could be. Like, what
yeah.
else would you call that? A gumbo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, probably is
I
its
think
own
like-
category.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I mean, broccoli cheddar, yes. Potato, yes. Tortilla, for sure. Homemade chicken noodle soup, absolutely.
French onion soup, I would do.
Smash.
Yeah.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like French onion soup is. Oh God.
Well, just tell your mother we ate it all.
Yeah.
Discontinued giggle cookies. I wouldn't eat that. That's a scary looking cookie on TV. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stickers that I've seen that are just because, like, then you always get those. Like,
It's better than the stick figure family stickers
I don't like
that
that.
the Joko moms are rolling with these days. Oh, I've got Aiden, Braden, Caden, and Jaden.
Oh yeah, Or,
Mason and Grayson.
And then there's the little dogs on there too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
of
I like the
course.
ones that's like the one I saw not too long ago was like dinosaurs. So, like, dad was T-Rex, mom was like a velociraptor, and then the rest were like little baby dinosaurs. Like, at least that's creative. Like, at least that's something different.
I've seen the Star Wars one with the family, where they do that, but
baby on board.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. That goes away in like 2 years.
Yes,
and
it
you get
does.
to take that sticker off, and then by then there's a stained spot that says "baby on board." I've never been a bumper sticker guy.
I haven't been either. We bought like these magnets that say student driver, and we were going to put them all over the car. And boy, you thought they didn't want the MILF and his hard sticker on my wife's car. They did not want the student driver sticker. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're not doing that to us. I'm like, why not? Why not? We're definitely doing that. People need to know you're a student driver. You're lucky I don't glue reflectors all over your car.
Got a bumper sticker on the back of your car, Joe Dirt. Says "Cowboys' butts drive me nuts." Speaking of driving you nuts, I'm going to drive Bob nuts on the other side because, well, it's Royals or it's something else, and it might be Mac's time to shine once again.
No.
Sorry.
Start hitting Royals, please.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, we drove home yesterday from school, and my daughter's in the car, and she looks at the lawn, and she goes, man, our yard looks really good. I'm like, yeah, and now you're impressing the kids, right? You're impressing the teenagers. And when you can impress the teenagers with something, you're knocking it out of the ballpark, and that's where Aspen Lawn and Pest Control comes in, because for years we couldn't figure out our lawn. My wife's mowing it. I'm out there trying to fertilize it, make it look, it just was a disaster. So we trusted the college-educated professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, and they've won over the teenagers now, and they're going to win over you. Our lawn does look amazing. It was cut again. It looks beautiful. There's no dandelions. It's popping green. It looks so good. I'm so excited for where my lawn is right now, and I have the good folks at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control to thank for that. And I told my daughter, I said, wait till they put that mosquito dome over your house. And she said, what? And she goes, yeah, they're going to keep out all the mosquitoes. They're going to keep out all the ticks and all the fleas. They're going to spray the house, and it's going to be beautiful. Sitting outside this spring and summer, not worrying about getting bit by bugs or the dog getting ticks or fleas. So if you want to get that mosquito dome, or you want your lawn to look awesome like I did, get in touch with Aspen Lawn today. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control offers full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control, and they're going to give you up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So don't wait. Call today or just visit them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Looking for the perfect engagement ring? At Shane Company, we know this is an exciting time. It can also be overwhelming. Customers say this a lot. Where do I start? How do I choose? At Shane Company, this is where the magic happens. Since 1929, we've been experts at helping customers find the perfect engagement ring. We invite you into the design process, help you pick out the perfect diamond or colorful gemstone, and choose a style that speaks to you. Come see us in store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're gonna be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Why do other agents have such a hard time selling your property? It's because they don't know how to price it correctly. But we know someone who does. Dawn Sharp and her team. Experience the Dawn Sharp team difference for yourself. The Sharp Homes team can give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. Contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. Google them at Sharp Homes Team or pay them a visit at homesforsaleandkc.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
This report brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. Missouri side heading towards downtown, 29 southbound, pretty slow. You hit delays past Parvin and just crawls down past 16th Avenue with construction taking away the right lane. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, it's Cole Riggins, and this is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Royals baseball.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2,
Can
Kansas
he
City
hit?
and Odyssey Sports Station.
Can he hit? Cole Riggins.
From the 913, let Dusty Cook speak the good word of Jack Caglione. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Jack Caglione, 224-298-449-747. That would be fourth best on the roster. He would lead the team in home runs, who currently are dead last in the MLB.
If Cags was doing as well as Dusty wants him to do, man, he'd be up here tomorrow.
He's doing better than...
What's he hitting, 224 at Double-A?
Yep.
Does anybody know what that translates to in the major leagues? Is there a way to look at that?
Mm-hmm. Fourth best on your roster.
Fourth best. that is, yes.
You've got a single A team hitting right now because, of course, as we look at these numbers, we go to the Royals, 8-12 in their first 20 games.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We don't want to talk bad baseball. Why would we do that?
Come on. We don't want to talk about
flood your morning. We got a huge weekend of round ball, baby.
Oh, we do. The basketball postseason gets underway today.
Tonight,
exactly right.
Esta noche en basketball.
Tonight it gets going, or tomorrow?
Last night of the play-in tonight.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
okay.
first real playoff game starting all day Saturday. 4 games on Saturday. 4 games on Sunday.
Oh, baby.
Bob, keep your blinds
Oh,
closed.
baby.
That TV will be on for me.
Keep your blinds closed.
Well, he's right. I love it.
That's great.
That's really good. And don't be peeping on me this weekend. It is my birthday, so Tuesday will come on Saturday. Yes.
Lots going to come on Saturday. That's why I brought your gift today.
Is this for me? You
That
brought
is
me
for
a
you.
gift?
I was
nice.
not about to come to your house on Saturday and see you open the door in a robe, looking like Pinocchio upside down, who just lied.
I just want to win, Jeff.
Yeah. So hit us with some basketball, Max.
Some basketball. Oh, yeah, wait. What's the gift? Are we opening it now?
Yeah, he looks like John Gruden trying to open a box.
He does, yes. Oh, that video's so good.
You're going to break a finger, dude.
We'll be fine. This will be a good video later for Spectre to put up on social media.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It's true.
You might get a sponsorship out of it, too.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
Here we
nice.
go.
Oh.
Box is opening.
Oh, nice bag in here.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that. That's
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Got a Ziploc on it.
That's
That's
right.
I may save that for later.
Look at me trying to get you younger.
I love it. I've been asking. I love it. You know I wanted one of these, right? It's awesome. And I've been telling my daughter they have one at Olathe East like this at their school store. I'm like, buy that. She goes, no. I said, okay.
Describe it to the listeners and hold it up to the camera.
It is the upside down version of the hat like the golfer who peed in the creek.
Yes. Yes.
I love it, Dusty. Thank you very much.
It's a great hat.
It is. It's awesome. I love it.
White and blue, so you can wear it to the Royals games.
Yeah.
Oh, a nice bottle of wine, too. Thank you. Look at this.
Yeah. The old Chianti.
Yeah, there we go.
Purchased
Nice.
at Red Door Wine Store. And it's got the.
It has the
Yep.
Black Rooster on
Yep.
it too. There's a story about that. You can look it up on the internet. I don't want to get into it, but the Black Rooster versus the White Rooster in Italy.
Yes.
And why the Black Rooster is synonymous with wine that doesn't have crap in it.
It is regional based. Chianti is Bob's go-to, so hopefully he'll have some fava beans.
You better believe I will.
And then, the City Brimco hat. So there
I
you
love
go.
it, man. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Dusty.
Absolutely.
Mac,
Happy
I'll wait
birthday.
for your gift later.
Now you got to go to church.
As I say, I got to step up.
There's a store right next to Jasper's you go to, and Bob be
That's
just
true.
fine
Yeah,
with
Bob will be
anything you
happy
pick
with
up
that.
out of there. But go ahead and hit us with some basketball stuff.
Great gifts there. So tonight playing Heat, Hawks, Mavericks, Grizzlies. Going to be some good games.
Heat, Hawks, woof.
Heat, Hawks.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
Trae Young going to play?
Get your plans out tonight, Friday night. You go out, spend time with the family, spend time with your friends. You don't need to watch basketball tonight unless you're a degenerate like me. That's okay. Saturday, tomorrow's really when this gets going. We've got a rematch of the Bucks versus the Pacers. Last year, they faced off. Giannis was not healthy.
And guess whose time it is?
It's Dame time. Everyone's like, oh, Damian Lillard's not going to be able to play. Surprise report this week.
Yeah.
He's cleared. He's good to go. So it will be Dame and Giannis versus that Pacers team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Halliburton going to talk a bunch of crap?
Will Caitlin Clark be in attendance at that game?
Gosh, I hope so. The NBA could use that.
It's in Indiana?
If it's in Indiana,
she's there.
Yeah, she should be.
She should be. She should be. She should be courtside right there. After this, the best first-round series, in my opinion, is the Clippers and the Nuggets.
Ooh.
The Clippers opened up at like plus 185. They're now minus 110.
Did
so
you
the
see,
odds have swung.
Hear Ben Maller's fun fact this morning about the Clippers. Their new arena is actually giving them a home court advantage that they've never seen before because of that wall that Maloney built there when he built that arena, right?
Yeah.
The opponents have the second worst free throw percentage in the NBA at the Intuit Dome.
That's
so if you're
awesome.
looking for like a betting angle or something like that to make this stuff interesting, maybe take the Clippers because if they're coming down to free throws, the visiting team ain't winning.
So we got Clippers and Nugs tonight?
No, that's on Saturday.
Tomorrow. Okay, so then
Saturday.
that's where we bet the Jokic triple-double.
That's exactly right. Bet a Jokic triple-double. Bet, Kawhi Leonard 25-plus points. He's been a top 5 player in the world for the past 2 months.
Who's the home team in this series?
The Nuggets.
And they fired their coach. Just making sure everybody knows that. This is the NBA for you. They're hosting the first round of the playoffs. They fired their coach.
They're a top 4 contender in the West in my mind. They don't have their coach. They won the title 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The original Joker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Nuggets, Clippers, and then there's a team that plays at 8:30 on Saturday.
I think you've heard of this team. Yeah, they're called the Lakers.
Oh, yeah,
Dusty's
they're playing.
very fond of them.
Who are they taking on?
Hookah and LeBron are taking on.
Yep.
The Tims.
Minnesota Timberwolves and Ant Edwards.
A rematch of the two Minneapolis franchises. Do you think the Lakers get like weird feels when they go back to Minneapolis, thinking about that's where they used to be?
Well, they should. They're stealing some of their titles and they're claiming them as their own. So it should be the Celtics with a far lead in banners.
Is that controversy?
Is
it really?
Well, that's coming
it is
from a
thing,
Celtics fan.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
well,
a Celtics fan,
we'll get into the Celtics and they're cheating in the 8 o'clock hour.
What? 2 NBA topics? Let's go.
Wow. Yeah, well, it's not an NBA topic, but the
it.
Celtics are folded in because they're part of the cheating scandal in Boston that we'll get to.
Well, they
Today's a
cheated
major
last
anniversary.
year, but that was on their spouse.
Yeah, that doesn't count as cheating in a game, but the different kind of cheating.
Yes.
So if you move your franchise. Like, do the Rams claim the 99 Super Bowl that they won in St. Louis? I think you absolutely do.
I'm sure they do.
Right? So,
I mean, if the Chiefs won in Dallas back in the day, like a championship, they would consider that.
Well, they do. They have a banner with the so I don't understand why people get mad. Like, oh, that they didn't win those. They still won them as a franchise. The Dodgers have their Brooklyn titles up there, or title. I don't get that. Like, so people are mad that they're claiming the Minneapolis title?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
This is also a rematch in some form or fashion because Luka, when he was on the Mavericks, before Nico decided to be a complete dum-dum, he played the Timberwolves in the second round of the playoffs, which was a really fun matchup.
Right. So you're going to be really busy today because you have a very tough task of explaining to your fiance that starting at noon tomorrow, you're not doing anything. Honey, it's going to rain. We can't get out. You've been under the weather. 12, 2:35, and 7:30.
Yes. Starting at noon, you're going to watch. You get first round games.
Well done, Adam Silver.
You're lucky it is raining tomorrow.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I've already set this up. We've got some friends coming over. One of which is girl, so they'll hang out, and then her fiance, one of my best friends, will watch the basketball. I've got it set up, man. We're good to go.
Make sure you get those socks in the hamper, because I know there's at least 3 crusty pairs of socks floating around that crib.
It's disgusting. It's kids. I mean, like, when do you age out of not picking up your damn socks?
27.
It's so weird because I'm very OCD with the kitchen and the dishes, but then socks.
Preach to the choir, brother.
Yeah,
I can't with the kitchen,
sock
man.
Stuff. I mean, Josh and I still text each other pictures of kids. Like, what do we do? You take our shoes off, just throw them into the air.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
My stepmom had a great rule when we were younger. She would do the laundry, and because that was just her area, she liked to do the laundry. And she was like, I am no longer turning your clothes inside out to the right side out. If they are inside out, they will be washed inside out.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but like she was like doing it for a while where she would like take.
Oh, that's an OCD thing.
Because we take our clothes off,
right,
you know, and the shirt would be inside. We'd throw it in the hamper. Then she would, do everything. And then she goes, the way you put it in the hamper is the way it gets washed from here on out. We're like, all right, sounds good. Some people just, you don't want to have, because if you have a stain on the front of your shirt and it's inside out, it's probably not going to get as washed as well.
Dawn Spray and Wash will take out anything. That is a lifesaver right now.
Somebody wants to know why Mac's socks are all crusty. He sweats.
He sweats a lot.
Yeah, he's a foot sweater.
I found a sock, and I'm not kidding, one of the kids' socks on top of a ceiling fan once. Well,
that used to be a thing. You throw them up there and the fan would like shoot them.
The ceiling fan wasn't on.
Oh, well, maybe they were trying to land it.
They're trying to land it. Yeah, it's a fun
I don't know
game.
what these people do.
What these people.
Oh, it's unbelievable. You walk into their rooms, and it's like you've just walked into a dumpster.
Also, really quick, your Knicks take on the Pistons. That is going to be an old school series. If there was one series to make you open your blinds, that would be it. It's going to be physical. It's going to be fun.
Pistons versus
the
Knicks. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Which is the
Charles Oakley versus Bill Lambier.
Exactly. I wish.
When do this Golden State play? Saturday, Sunday?
They play
Alex's
Sunday.
team, Gold State.
Yeah. That's the one that's going to be fun.
I believe it's Sunday night, if I'm not
It
mistaken.
is 8:30 on Sunday
There
night.
you go. Who do they take on?
The Rockets, but it doesn't matter. It's not a team versus
Could be
team.
an Easter miracle.
It's a player versus player. It's Draymond Green versus Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, we got to see some fisticuffs.
I hope
yeah.
so. I hope so, man.
Multiple texts in this series.
We'll get back to the draft and what a former wide receiver said about your quarterback and how asinine of a take it is. Plus,
Coming from an asinine human.
Yeah. Plus, we get into one word as well on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Jonathan India here, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
What's up, Kansas City? It's Dusty Likens, and baseball's back. You know that. I know that. We all know that. And this season, we're bringing you the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. They're delicious. They're absolutely crisp on the golf course or at a baseball game. They pair perfectly with a day at the K, or you can sip them on your patio like your boy does. You can find them at Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part is there are zero bubbles for zero troubles, so it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it also at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age, and please drink responsibly.
Whether you're digging a pond, clearing brush, grading property, or doing demo, Foley Equipment, your local Caterpillar dealer, is your one-stop shop. Buy or rent, Foley Equipment has the machines you need to get the job done. And right now, Foley has 0% financing on new cat skid steers, mini excavators, and compact track loaders. Stop by any Foley Equipment location today or visit us at FoleyEQ.com. That's FoleyEQ.com.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Mother's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for moms and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure what the best option is? Selling a home, especially when dealing with foreclosure, divorce, job relocation, or an inherited property, can feel overwhelming. That's why I don't just make offers. I help homeowners understand all their options so they can make the right choice with no pressure and no obligation. I'm Rex, a local homebuyer and resident right here in Kansas City. Whether you're looking for a fast cash sale or just want to explore your choices, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of selling to me or listing with an agent. If selling directly is your best move, I'll offer you a fair cash price and a closing timeline that fits your needs in as little as 7 days or on your schedule. No repairs, no commissions, no hidden fees. Just a transparent, hassle-free process so you know exactly what to expect. Let's talk. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com for a free, no-pressure consultation. Rex Buys KC, helping homeowners make informed decisions with confidence.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side heading towards downtown, 29 southbound, heavy from Armour down past 16th Avenue with construction taking away the right lane. Inbound I-70 gets pretty heavy around Prospect, stays off again, on again heavy into the downtown loop from there. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Get me all juiced up for the WrestleMania event Saturday and Sunday. 2-night event in Vegas. This sounds like somebody's intro song. Here comes Steel. His finishing move is the grinder. You know what's really sad about the Royals is that there's a team in unidentified region A's that have more runs per game.
How funny is that tweet from yesterday?
I saw you quote tweeted. I'm like, this had Bob on the floor.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, just.
I was dying yesterday. Somebody was talking about the A's White Sox, which, by the way, that was I don't know why I flipped that game on. I guess because it was on in the middle of the day.
You're watching Tyler Soderstrom just destroy the league.
I don't know what I was watching yesterday. But yeah, it said the Chicago White Sox versus the non-city affiliated A's. Yeah. Like, that's really, really good. That's
non-affiliated A's.
Yeah.
That's great.
Where are they going to end up, do you guys think?
Vegas.
You think so?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes.
You think Vegas?
Why not?
I don't know.
In the desert.
I'm guessing Nashville. I don't know where they're going to end up. It just feels like that's a long shot at now, but who knows?
They want a team for sure.
We'll see. Do they? Do they want the A's? Do they want a team out there?
They want a team.
Yeah, any team.
They want something that's not the Titans.
Yeah, right. Oh, you're talking Nashville.
Nashville.
Oh, I thought you were
yes.
talking Las
Yes.
Vegas. My bad. Yeah.
Pretty funny text here from the 816. Our son's room is a disaster zone.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is somebody gave us an idea. to hide Easter eggs in his room that contain money to see how fast it gets cleaned up.
I love that idea. That is a brilliant idea because the kids are always they have no money, right?
Yeah.
And
they need
well, they do. I mean, now they're in high school. They need gas money. They need going out to DoorDash. DoorDash. I mean, that's where they're spending all their money,
Well,
right?
luckily for them, they can finance on DoorDash.
On DoorDash, you can Klarna that thing up now, right? Or Afterpay that son of a gun.
Mac's still paying off his $7.99 chicken strip basket from Dairy
right,
Queen
man.
that he got 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks left at $1.39 a week. Yeah. Hey, if you can finance it, go ahead and do it. But they need money, so we give them like $80 a month. We've told them you get $80 a month.
Damn.
And so my wife gave them each April and May's money yesterday and said, "You got $160 till the end of May. Make it work." My daughter immediately went out looking for a dress yesterday. Why do you need a dress? We're going to take pictures. Why? For the hell of it. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So that's why they have no money.
I gotcha.
At least she went to Marshall's, though. I'll give her that.
Yeah. Or just go to what's the Etsy? Is that the one?
Yeah, that's enough. Yep.
You think you get a dress, it comes back, it's just a T-shirt that's like those ones you get at the beach that's a dress on a T-shirt, like it says a bikini on a T-shirt.
Yeah. Tuxedo T-shirt type of stuff.
doubt.
Or you can go to Temu and buy that stuff.
There it
Yeah,
is.
Temu. Yeah.
Temu.
Yeah.
It is Bob's birthday tomorrow, so wish him a happy birthday. On the 19th of April, he'll be 48 years young.
That's right. 48, baby.
The Royals record for home runs in a season, I believe. I don't know.
By the entire team or one person?
I don't know. But no, there was something yesterday that was kind of funny because we'll play you this audio that we saw that just came up because it's draft season. But
and this is maybe the idiotic take of the year or the decade or the.
You think so? Huh?
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, right? GM Andrew Barry of the Browns believes Travis Hunter's first home at wide receiver, his second home is at cornerback if he's the pick. They want to be smart about how they start him, but Barry made it clear he's great at both. He compared Hunter to Shohei Ohtani, saying if he plays both ways in the NFL, he becomes a unicorn.
Yeah, but is he going to be as good as Shohei Ohtani? We're talking about what everybody now is resolved to the greatest baseball player of all time. I don't think. And I'm sure maybe there's some old heads out there that wouldn't want to debate it who did see Babe Ruth play, but I don't know how many people are alive that actually watch Babe Ruth play. But what we're looking at is
Sister Jean.
What's that?
Sister Jean's probably alive, or she's probably watched Babe Ruth. Maybe she's 106 or something like that.
He retired in 1948, and the only reason I know that is because my dad was born in 49. I always used to think, man, my dad missed Babe Ruth by a year, right? My dad's 75. Will be 76 this year. So my dad was -1 the last time he played. So Sister Jean was definitely alive. Well, hell, she may have been 30 then.
She remembers when he called his shot.
Yeah, she was at Wrigley.
She remembers the trade.
She may have been at Wrigley that day that he called his shot. She is in Chicago, right? I mean, you start to do the math a little bit. Sister Jean was at Wrigley that day.
Damn.
But like everybody says now, Shohei Ohtani's the best baseball player of all time. Everybody's admitted to that, right? So now you're drafting this kid out of Colorado who can play both sides, but you're saying he can be Shohei Ohtani. I mean, let's slow our roll a little bit. I think it's very difficult to play both sides of the ball in the NFL. I think you go for it and you do it, but I don't think it can be like Shohei Ohtani where you can go out there and play and dominate on both sides. I think that's going to be very difficult, but we'll see. I mean, I would have, different circumstances where he plays on defense and plays on offense, and I try it as much as possible. But to put those expectations, he could be Shohei Ohtani just because he's playing both sides of the ball doesn't mean he's going to be Shohei Ohtani.
And a lot of that goes back to previous conversations that happened. I think Travis Hunter said, I want to be the Shohei Ohtani. Or he said something where Ohtani's name and Hunter's name was compared in the same sentence. But I'm trying to think of what he'd have to be on both sides of the ball to be the equivalent of Shohei Ohtani. Because
he'd have to be Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin.
Okay. Because I was going to say, because when Ohtani was, doing both, he was the MVP of the league, and he could have been the Cy Young.
Yeah.
And that means you're the best player and you're the best pitcher, which if you want modern terms, you'd have to be what? Pat Surtain Jr. as a corner, and then you have to be Justin Jefferson as a wide receiver?
If you want to do modern terms, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
because,
pretty nuts.
I mean, that's wild.
But I just went to 2 Hall of Famers. If you're Deion Sanders on defense, who probably is the best corner we've ever seen play the game, and you're Michael Irvin on offense, probably not the best wide receiver, but Hall of Fame wide receiver, if you're that, well, yeah, then you're Shohei Ohtani. Or if you're Justin Jefferson and Pat Surtain, hell yeah, you're Shohei Ohtani, right?
Yeah, because that's. I guess every year Ohtani, because the Dodgers said he's getting ramped up more and more in pitching. They expect him to pitch in the second half of the season and in the playoffs. And then he's obviously one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter in baseball.
Just ask Juan Soto.
Yeah, last year he hit 50-plus home runs. I think he hit, 51 home runs and like 50 stolen bases, something we've never seen before. That's where the unicorn conversation comes because it's magical. It's just you don't see it. And for Travis Hunter to be a unicorn, in my opinion, he would have to be, Justin Jefferson, or who's the best slot receiver in football? Devonta Smith, maybe he's up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
If he's Devonta Smith and he's Trent McDuffie, that's Shohei Ohtani of football. Like, you're one of the top 3 corners and the top 3 slot receivers in the game, right?
But
like,
he's not. I don't think he's going to be, guys. I don't think so. I think it's too hard in the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's harder to do that in the NFL.
I think it's one of the most easiest things to say out loud, to say it's the easier said than done track. Like, you come from Big 12 football where you were great, but like, how many of those players that you went up against receiver wise are even going to be in the league?
How many drafted available players did Brett Veach say they had on the board? 202.
Yeah.
Okay, so just start whittling it down from that number. How many of those are wide receivers? How many of those played in the truck stop 12? How many of those wide receivers are going to be even close to the caliber that he would be facing in the NFL?
And then the other part about it, too, is like when you look at it, like, you're Travis Hunter, man. Like, you are still a kid to a lot of guys that have been in the league where all these men play. You are going to be target 101. You are going to be a focus on people's offenses when you're in defense. Be like, let's wake this kid up in the league. Let's see what he does. Because I always go back to this, and I've probably talked about this enough to where it makes you sick, but like, I always remember Reggie Bush at USC being like, I cannot wait to watch that guy on Sundays. First game in the league, Saints versus the Eagles, outside wheel pass, completely lawn chaired. And I was like, that was like my hero in college football. And he just got absolutely plummeted by an NFL player. And I remember my dad sitting there next to me going, it's a big difference from one league to the other, because in one league where you're the best player in the league, now you might be the 12th or the 13th best player in your division, not just the league,
on
your
your
division.
team.
Yeah, like, it's just, it was just crazy to see that. Plus, like, I do worry about Hunter's size, because that's like, Mac remembers my facial expressions when we walked by and him and Shador were doing like a podcast.
You guys are like, I wish I would have seen him so I could have the same kind of impression that you do. But like, I was thinking in my mind the other day, that was well over 2 months ago that we were down there in New Orleans. I mean, we're talking about 10 weeks ago, and you guys are still talking about that had an impact on you guys.
It just blew me away, because we were going to get the wings from Bounty.
Yeah.
And I remember we looked over and I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure Shador's getting ready to sit down. He's like, yep. He goes, there's Travis. And I was like, that's Travis Hunter? And he's like, yep. And I was like, okay.
So he's to that small size where you're like, he better utilize his speed.
I mean, quickness.
He
You could
looked
snap
in,
him.
He looked in street clothes 5'9", 175.
My goodness, that's tiny.
Yeah, it feels
that is a
maybe
slot
generous,
receiver.
No,
That
I mean, he
is-
looked
that's
like
a
my
nickel
side.
corner. You know.
He looked like
he looked like he was going to go out there with Mac and cover him in the parking lot.
Yes, legitimately.
Yeah, Mac would get floored by Travis Hunter in the parking lot,
I'd
I would
break him. I'd
imagine.
break
But
him.
no, I think like we set these you break his
Skates.
ankles. Yeah. I just think it's hard, man, when you set these expectations for these guys. Why can't Travis Hunter just go out there and let's see what he can do, right? You're drafting him because he's an unbelievable athlete. You're probably drafting him 51% because he's a wide receiver, 49% because he's a cornerback. A little bit more leads towards the wide receiver side of things, right? And so I look at Travis Hunter and I think to myself, okay, I'm going to give him, if I'm the Browns or whoever drafts him, probably the Browns, I'm going to give him the opportunity to do everything that he wants to do. And then I'm going to make my determination from that. Okay, we're going to use you more on offense than we are on defense. And, you know, with Shohei Ohtani, he's only pitching once every fifth day, too. It's not like he's going out there every single day. To play both sides of the ball in the NFL on a consistent basis, man, that's exhausting, too. That is absolutely exhausting. There's no time to just kind of come down and catch your breath on the sidelines.
Right, you could also say that offensively, Ohtani had his greatest season ever, and he didn't pitch.
And he didn't pitch, right.
It's the question of, like, if he were to pitch, would he still hit 50 and 50? You know, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, or...
We'll see after the lockout.
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, no, it's a tough... It's what we do in sports, unfortunately. Like, I'm for it and against it in so many ways, because I'm very I don't know. I'm very contradicting when it comes to this because I do love comps, but I also hate comps because I think it's unfair. But it's like, what do you base somebody off of? Because, like, who's the best receiver for the Browns? Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jerry Jeudy might smoke Travis Hunter in, like, training camp.
Oh, yeah. There's
and,
going to
like,
be video
Jerry
of that,
Judy's, what, a top 25 receiver in the NFL? Is that disrespect or is that about respect?
No, he had a good 6 weeks with Jameis Winston that catapulted him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was great last year.
Always
for the Browns,
tears up
right?
the Chiefs, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does.
But I mean, like that will be his like first test. Will be okay. Here's Jerry Jeudy,
good
who's
route
a
runner,
top 25 wide receiver in the league, I think, and we'll say top 30.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I think he's top 25. I mean, you know, I'd challenge you to list 24 better, right? You probably get to about 10, and you're like, okay, maybe he is.
And so like that'll be your first test. To be like, okay, here's Travis Hunter going against Jerry Jeudy. And in that division where there is DK Metcalf, if he is drafted by the Browns, in that division you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Good luck. You have DK Metcalf and George Pickens.
Yeah.
Good luck. You know, Chicago or not Chicago. What am I thinking about here? Okay, you have
Baltimore.
You have Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, yeah.
And DeAndre Hopkins.
You have big. Gotta watch out for Nuke, man.
A year ago, it was like DeAndre Hopkins can play. Now we're like, meh.
Well, this was almost 10 years ago.
Andy Reid, the first thing he said was the kid needs a lot of work and is not going to play. Alex Smith is our starting quarterback. So for me, that was a vote of confidence. But why you trade up to get him to wait on him? Like, if he's that good, you went over Deshaun Watson. You traded up, but I still got to wait on the cookies. The cookies ain't ready yet. And I don't believe in the system, the passing system that they have in the Big 12. Guys have not been successful with that transition to the NFL. So now let's get to Deshaun Watson. When we look at everything that transpired from Tony Romo, them trading Brock Osweiler, for them to be able to get Deshaun Watson, who I believe was the best quarterback, because all of them have flaws.
Yes.
But I believe the only one out of them going to win a championship, if there is one, is Deshaun.
Chris Carter, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
take the day.
Yeah.
Or take your career.
Way to go, Chris.
No longer doing anything anymore.
Yeah,
now,
seriously.
To be fair, let's give him some sort of credit here. Big 12 quarterbacks were a complete ass in the NFL for a very long time, especially from Texas Tech, right?
And that was an easy narrative back in the
That's
day,
all
right?
they ever
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't believe in the system. Okay. What do you...
What system, Chris? Well, that one there. Which one would that be?
And we can all agree that the best thing in Mahomes' career was sitting behind Alex Smith and learning the game.
Absolutely was.
So
Absolutely.
everything gets nipped in the bud right there. And then he says, the first quarterback that's going to win a championship out of all of them, Deshaun Watson.
Which championship would that have been, Chris?
And he was up 24-0 against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and saw it fizzle away so much and so quickly that they ran out of fireworks to celebrate.
Yeah, and his career pretty much fizzled away after that. Bill O'Brien got fired. He was never, the same. He was a creep. And then yesterday, I'm looking at this story in Cleveland, and they're talking about him potentially playing again this year and all. Like Cleveland, you just need to just
cut ties.
Just go, man. Just move away from that guy. Just cut him off your roster. Don't have him near your organization and get a total cleansing. Yeah, you got to pay him, but that's your fault. I don't really care. I don't feel sympathy that you still have to pay the guy. You never should have signed the guy or traded for the guy.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos paid to get rid of Russell Wilson and the black cloud that was that. The Browns should do the same.
Absolutely, and look at what that did for Denver. Turned them right into a playoff team.
It's been incredible.
Yeah, Bo Nix was better than Russell Wilson as a rookie in 1 year.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly right. Yeah, I mean, there's no arguing that, right?
And not
There's
only that,
absolutely no
change
arguing.
the entire culture. You don't have a guy who has his own office.
Right.
You don't have a guy that has to have certain kind of music.
Yep.
You don't have a guy doing all this cringy stuff. You take all of that out, which is a lot of that is kind of lined up. Again, they're two different human beings. I'm not comparing their lifestyle, but I'm comparing how they are as a teammate. Russell Wilson was very selfish, was very self-absorbed. Deshaun Watson, same thing. There's that, like Max said, there's that black cloud that hangs over. You get that out of there, think about how your attitude changes when it's gloomy outside because compared to when it's nice and beautiful outside. You're like, ooh, my energy's up. I got a little thing. I don't have this thing weighing on my back that's always in the room like, oh, God, he's here.
Right. No, we've all been with that person at work at one time or another where you walk in and you're like, oh, it brings you down. Like, could you imagine walking into that building and just seeing Deshaun Watson there? Yeah, you're stealing my oxygen, you creep.
All right, Mac, let's get to one word.
One word on the Royals this weekend, guys.
This weekend? We're not there yet.
We're not, yeah.
Oh, but what will you think about this weekend?
Yeah.
Exhausting. You got to win 3 out of 4. You got to win 3 out of 3. And you got to face Tarek Skubal on Sunday. Now, you get Cole Reagans tonight, but he can't give up 2 runs or they lose. So it's exhausting.
Yeah, I'm going to say vital because
Okay.
if you fall on your face this weekend, you ain't getting back up in the eyes of a lot of fans. So vital, I think.
It's a good one.
One word on being able to finance DoorDash. Now, we talked about that earlier. You can now order a $20 sandwich and finance it.
Sad.
I thought he was going to say no words.
No words. Speechless.
Yeah, pathetic. Like, why are you doing that? Like, if you can't afford it, why? It's like when we go back in restaurants. If you can't afford a tip, don't go out to eat.
Right,
If
yeah.
you can't afford to get DoorDash, look in your counter. I'm sure that ramen noodles, you don't have to finance that. That's 99 cents at the store. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Financing Coachella, financing DoorDash. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'll
Like,
use Klarna and Afterpay for a lot of stuff. I have no problem doing that, but a $20 DoorDash? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
That's rough.
You could save half of that by getting your carcass off the couch and getting in the car and going to pick it up yourself.
Nebraska Furniture Mart has made $1 billion off doing that.
Oh, hell yes, they have.
It's 2029. Why am I still paying for this couch? You've got 19 payments left of $5.99.
My friend Britt told me a decade ago, he goes, Nebraska Furniture Mart is going to become like your water bill. You're just always going to have it. And it's true. It's always there. I think we finally paid ours off, but who the hell knows?
You'll get an envelope tomorrow in the mail.
Yeah. What are we still paying on?
Happy birthday, Bob. Here's this. Yeah.
The couch you've had for 10 years. One word on the new college football rule, no more faking injuries, or at least they're trying to stop that. If you go down with the injury when the ball is spotted, it'll either be you lose a timeout. If you do not have a timeout, it's a 5-yard delay of game penalty.
Is this an epidemic in college football?
Yes, absolutely.
What, they flop in other sports, just not basketball?
Oh, yeah.
And soccer?
Ole Miss being the biggest perpetuator of this, but yes.
Good. Let's take that out of the game. That's
Yeah.
stupid, yeah. Faking injuries, dumb.
Yeah, Renaissance, right? Like, this is killing part of the game. Like,
It
there's,
is.
Under 2 minutes left. You're up by 7. They're marching. I think I hurt my hamstring.
That's exactly right.
Go
We're
get a
tired.
wheelchair and crap your pants, Paul Pierce. True story.
And what happens if they fake their injury and flop now? Do they lose a timeout or are they penalized? Like, what if they don't have any timeouts left? Because that's why you're faking injuries, right?
Yeah, 5-yard delay of game penalty.
Gotcha, okay.
So we'll see if that's enough to really, hinder people doing that. One word on Aaron Rodgers. He went on Pat McAfee yesterday and announced that he was announcing nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
So one word on that, and then I've got a question for after that.
I'm going to say useless.
Boring. I turned it on. It was appointment television. It's the first time we'd seen him speak on anything, and it was nothing. He was just complaining about his Zoom going in and out, if he was able to talk on the Zoom, if he was going to have service. And then the whole time they kept saying, yeah, you're there. Oh, he's out. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I'm glad I didn't, I was at the J working out or something, and this was coming on. I'm like, I'll get the highlights on Twitter.
And then
I'm glad I waited.
Then he was bringing up his dog. He was bringing up he's in a serious relationship.
With who?
I don't know. And again, I don't care. He doesn't need to tell me. That's his private
no,
business.
yeah,
You don't need to know who. If I'm ever in a relationship with him, I'm not going to tell him their name. It doesn't
Right.
matter to you. So I don't mind that. But it's like, don't put cliffhangers on everything and then don't explain anything.
Yep.
Well, he's the boy who cried wolf now, and so is Pat McAfee.
Yeah, it's time for them to separate.
Yeah, I'm just over it now because they promote this stuff all the time, and then he gets on there and he says nothing. But they're doing it's clickbait, is what that
It
is. And I'm to the point now with Pat McAfee, who I love. I think he does a great show and he's fun. But this whole Aaron Rodgers thing now has just become the boy who cried wolf. Man, it just is. It's just fraudulent.
I'm over it now. I mean, I'm just. It's not interesting anymore.
It's not interesting anymore, right? Aaron Rodgers, thinks he's interesting and wants to be interesting, and we're all talking about him because he said nothing yesterday. But the whole big picture thing, it's time for this guy to move on, man. Like, stop holding the teams hostage and decide what you're going to do.
Because he said yesterday, I think the biggest key moments of the interview yesterday was that he said he would play for $10 million. That money's not an issue.
Then offer him that.
Yeah. The other thing he said is that he flew halfway across the country to New York.
Wait, where was he flying from?
California.
So that's the whole way across the country.
Yeah. Or maybe he said I flew across the country for a 2-minute interview with Aaron Glenn, who said, so do you still want to play quarterback? Yes, I do. Okay, you're not our guy anymore.
Yeah.
And he was just super appalled by that. And then we don't know if that was anything whatsoever true or not.
I hope it is, because if it is, I'll become a Jet fan. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
I will root the hell for Aaron Glenn now, man, because that's a baller move, and I love it.
And
sorry, you're not our guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, you could have just Zoom me or send me a phone call. And then it's like, but aren't you a man that talks about respect to be like, hey, you should do things face to face. You should do it the old fashioned way. Like, hey, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to tell you to your face that, we're not going to go on anymore. And
Right.
unfortunately, you went back to, Santa Clara or wherever he was living and then flies to New York. It's not their fault that you live in California and their organization is in New York because they're called the New York Jets.
Yep.
Because if he did give him a phone call, the other way around, he'd be like, yeah, they just called me and disrespectfully told me I wasn't the starter.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You can't win with this guy.
You just can't win with Aaron Rodgers. And that's the thing. Like, people like that who always just twist and twist and twist and twist and twist and twist to try to make you look like the jerk when they're really the jerk. And the best part about that whole thing yesterday was the people finding the tweet from Aaron Rodgers from 2013 that said, face-to-face meeting greater than phone call.
Yeah.
Always. And so that has made its way around the interwebs, and everybody's kind of talking about that. So Aaron Rodgers not only, complaining about something, now there's receipts to prove that this is the way that he kind of wanted things done. And so I'm just to the point, it's a meeting in person greater than phone call, period, always. From 4/14/2013, that tweet was sent out. Almost like, 12 years to the date that tweet was sent out. So they met you in person, bro.
So as a show, as of today, we're done. We don't need to talk about Aaron Rodgers anymore.
All right.
Fair?
Yeah.
Fair? Because 913, if you're over it, then ignore it. Quit talking about him. Only give him fame. It was the story yesterday.
Yeah.
It broke at 11:30 that he was going to join McAfee's show at noon or around noon and give answers to everything, and he didn't. So as of today, we're done. We won't have to talk about it. If he signs with the team, you can see it on Twitter, and I don't want to hear you 913 be like, "You guys see where Aaron Rodgers went?" We're done. As a show, we have come to the decision that yesterday was the final straw. Nothing was said, nothing was explained except for the Jets thing and the fact that he has a dog, a serious relationship, and he doesn't know anybody, anything. Okay.
I love the Jet thing because what he's complaining about is probably how a lot of people in that organization felt. Don't forget, Aaron Rodgers came in for 2 years and cost so many people their jobs and probably some people their careers when it comes to a guy like Nate Hackett, right? That guy's never going to coach again in the NFL. So you look at what Aaron Rodgers did and all the collateral damage that he caused in that Jets organization. Suck it, Aaron.
And then somebody on the text line, you guys are being so petty. The Jets were absolutely wrong for that. Everybody is just so dumb, though, on snapping Aaron Rodgers in half. I get it. You guys don't like the guy. The Jets were wrong. Eric Glenn was wrong for how he handled that situation.
I don't know who that is.
We brought that up because of the text. He said it himself. I want to be told face to face, not over the phone. So listen to the whole conversation again. You can listen to the whole conversation. You download the Odyssey app and go to Fescoe and Dusty. Plus, on the other side, we'll get into the out of left field question. 913-586-7965. That question on the other side.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Well, that summer travel season is coming up fast, and you got to get your reservations at Park and Go. After you book your flight for your summer trip, you need to book your parking reservation at bookparkandgo.com. These guys are awesome. We've been using them for years, and all spots are covered parking, so your car is always protected from the elements. Even in the summertime, you don't want that sun beating down on your car, ruining the interior. At Park and Go, your car is going to be protected. So make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app. Then prepay. You're going to save money. You're going to get their lowest rate, and it's all taken care of. You don't have to worry about it. Show up on the day of your flight, give them that reservation number. They'll direct you right to that covered parking spot reserved for you. The van meets you right away and takes you to the airport terminal, and you're there in no time at all. When you get back, it's even better. Just walk outside after you grab your bags, and the bus is there. Jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent Parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Hey guys, Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during the basketball playoffs with their Extender program. With the Extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start with the playoff series by using the Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. Underdog is one of the leading places to make all your sports selections, and you can play now in your state. That's right here in Missouri. Underdog is one of the fastest growing sports game apps, and you can play it in your state. Look, millions of fans have already won billions playing at Underdog. Are you going to be next? Download the Underdog app today and sign up using that promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to unlock a special offer for up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code TAPP. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Looking for the best food, drinks, and game day vibes? The Landing Eatery and Pub in Liberty has you covered. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. with great drink specials. Game day buckets, 5 beers or seltzers. Keep the party going Saturday and all day Sunday. Catch every play on over 68 TVs while enjoying our massive 102-item menu. Love live music? Our neon-lit smoking patio has bands Thursday through Sunday. Don't miss out. Check out our daily specials at landingeateryandpub.com.
Our biggest deal is back. The Tires at Cost sale at Tilley Tire and Auto Centers. You pay what we pay. No gimmicks, no catch. All in-stock tires from Tilley's huge inventory at cost. Plus mounting and balancing by certified tire technicians for only $27.95. The top brands, the lowest possible prices, with a 30-day ride guarantee and lifetime tire protection. There's never been a better time to replace your worn-out tires. These unbeatable savings won't last long. Hurry and reserve your tires today. Take care of your car. Take advantage of our sale. Take it to Telley. Additional charges apply for junk tire disposal and road hazard warranty.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Missouri side 29 southbound gets heavy past apartment. Stays very slow down past 16th Avenue with construction before Levee blocking the right lane. Inbound I-70 lingering delays from an earlier problem. Slow from 23rd Street in towards the downtown loop. Money back guarantees and parts and labor warranties mean you aren't just buying products, you are securing your investment. For a limited time, receive a free furnace when you purchase an AC. Schedule your complimentary proposal online at anthonyphc.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
loosen my load. I got milfin on my mind.
Yeah, milfin. Milfin is
Was
hard.
a sticker on a window that makes me want to drive behind her and meet her sometime. It is the out of left field question here on Fescoe and Dusty, as we do it every Friday at the end of the 7 o'clock hour.
Are you a MILF?
My number is 816-30. I'm kidding. I won't go that far.
Max Doll made it out to X.
That little growing boy.
Yeah.
Look at that little growing boy.
Cute.
It's got like a state of Tennessee, a pair of headphones, and like a vanilla wafer.
Frisbee.
Frisbee, it's disc.
Disc golf, baby.
the
913-586-7965.
Why are we all fat?
Because we need to hit the gym, dude.
Yeah, I guess I really do need to hit the gym.
Come on, man.
I don't feel so bad about mine. I looked at mine, I'm like, damn, I look fat. Dusty's like, I look fat. And then they do Max, who's not fat. And like,
you guys aren't either.
I mean, I got some breasts kicking in from this winter. You know, I gotta do some more push-ups, man. We're getting ready to go to the beach in July. We got a pool session coming up.
Lay off the sour cream.
That's tough, man. That's very tough.
Impossible.
Out of left field question. Brought to you by nobody, but somebody could step up. What's something you've always wanted to try, but you just haven't yet? 913-586-7965. Bob, Mac, you as well. What's something you've always wanted to try, but you haven't yet?
That's a good question, man. I'm trying to think of what the answer would be for something.
I don't know
like
why,
that.
but I had an answer right away.
For you?
Yeah.
Okay, you were looking at me like I got one for you.
No, Bob, I think this could be your answer too. I don't know why I thought of it. Mile High Club. Definitely want to try that. Haven't yet.
I'm not interested in getting a blue leg like Chevy Chase.
Oh.
I feel like if I tried the Mile High Club, I'd look like Chris Farley from Tommy Boy. I'd get in there and like my tie would get stuck in there. I'd wreck the whole thing. That's the one thing you haven't tried?
I know. I don't know why that.
Do you think the lady be
texted
down?
that in as well.
Of course they did.
They're all down.
I don't know what the answer to that question would be. I have to really think about that one. That's a tough one.
Skydiving.
See, that seems like a logical answer. That was the first thing that I thought of, but I really don't want to.
Really? I would love to do that.
I don't want to go up in a hot air balloon. I've always wanted to be a pilot. Like, I really have wanted to be a pilot. And one of the guys at Romeo's said to me, he goes, my son flies for Southwest. He owns a plane. I'm like, my wife won't let me go up in one of those little, two-seater type planes to start learning on how to be a pilot. Every time you see an accident, it seems like with those small little planes, right? And so I would always flying a plane. That's probably where I am on that one. I'd like to be a pilot.
Nice.
I would like to have been a pilot in the Air Force too. I think that would have been a lot of fun.
Somebody from the 913 says beef tartare. Had it.
Oh, it's good. Depends on where you get it though.
You can go to the Town and Company. They have a good one. At least that's where I tried it for the first time. Somebody says squid and octopus. I tried octopus there as well.
Squid is fantastic. Octopus is really good too. That Greek restaurant over there in Mission Farms I was telling you about yesterday, we had octopus the other day. Grilled octopus is phenomenal, man.
I feel bad eating it, but
why?
I don't know. It's just like eating an octopus. I don't know.
We eat fish or beef. I mean, that poor cow's out there eating its, poop. Well, it tastes good. It's beef.
Sloppy steaks.
Scuba from the 660.
Okay, yeah, scuba diving, that would terrify me.
Dad's a big scuba
Get down
guy.
and there's like a barramundi. You're like, oh my God.
What happens if the mask breaks and then you get, your blood vessels shot and your eyes turn black and then you're going, Stella!
Let's see. Somebody says tubing down a mountain. That'd be fun.
Tubing down a mountain. Yeah.
Very fun.
Hell yeah. Like a ski slope with a tube.
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the way the movie starts. Like that's tubing down a mountain.
Bingo.
We're not flying. We're crashing.
How fast are you going if you start at the top of a mountain where you ski? I mean, it is Chevy Chase, man. Like,
yeah.
It's really fun.
How do you stop?
They just have like it gets flat. You just kind of
dissipate.
Yes,
you
dissipate.
You go into one of those like yellow or orange fences.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do you roll into the clubhouse or the lodge or something like that?
I think one thing I've always wanted to try that I haven't ever done it yet is deep sea fishing.
That would be
Do
cool.
you get seasick?
No.
Do you get motion sickness? Okay,
No.
you'll love it then.
Yeah,
like I would do it as a kid all the time.
I would love to do that. Like watching the excitement that Chris Jones had last offseason, like catching like a marlin.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm going to go out there and like have fun with the guys. You're going to see some exotic stuff. And like I think, what was it? Young Dolph the other day was on a boat playing his music.
Really?
And dolphins started jumping by the ship. It was
That's
so
awesome.
Swimming with the dolphins would be a lot of fun.
That would be
too.
a great one.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Swimming to England, too, like leaving New York and just swimming across the Atlantic. I'd like to try that sometime.
Nuts.
Man, I miss my slick back hair and sloppy steaks after the club. Praise be, baby, for those that get that. Shark cage with great whites in South Africa. You, sir, are a badass.
That's.
I have no.
I wouldn't
never
mind
wanted
doing that. I don't think I would be scared. You're in that cage. They can't get to you, right?
Huh?
Oh, I'd be scared. I would do it, but I'd
There's
be
a reason
scared.
why natural selection is around.
Yeah, there is.
And they start getting in that cage, and all of a sudden they're like,
the people who go down without the cage are the ones who are natural selection.
Yeah, absolutely not. Someone says driving an F1 car through the strip in Vegas. That'd be sick.
That'd be so sick.
Oh, Young Dolph is dead. Well, then who was it that was on the boat?
Young Dolph died a few years ago.
Somebody was on a boat, or maybe they were playing Young Dolph's music, and
That
Dolph
must
had
have been
started
what it
again.
was, yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Rest in peace.
Oh, boy. We got some news out of North Carolina to get
Sweet.
to.
We did a fishing charter in Florida. It was like $600 for 4 hours. Definitely worth it. Yeah, I'd love it. I mean, I would absolutely love to do that. I would love to go deep sea fishing. Skydiving's up there, but it's not something I've always wanted to do. It's something I wouldn't mind to do. Bob teased it. Coming up on the other side, I guess there's news out of Tar Heel country. We'll get to that on the other side of 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's NBA champion Bill Wennington. It's the best time to be a basketball fan. All the thrills and the playoff drama, done sitting on the sidelines and ready to win some real cash? Check out Pick 6 from DraftKings. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes the competition, including prize picks. Hit all your picks and score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6 Plus. Even more cash if you outscore the competition.
Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code 965. That's code 965 for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins. Only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and remember, I've got those friends at GiveMeTheVin.com, and GiveMeTheVin.com is already the best place to sell your car, and now it's even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. Give Me The Vin is giving away $25,000 in cash every month. There are two ways to win. Get 250 chances to win with your mail-in entry, or 1,000 chances to win if they buy your car. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with hassle-free online options to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes that is always well above any dealer quote and is guaranteed to beat a CarMax offer, or they'll send you a check for $100. You can go to one of their pickup locations, or they'll come to you. It's easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, and it's so easy you can do it in your underwear. If you don't believe me, just listen to this.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's Bob Fescoe, and I'm here to tell you about the fantastic program called Blue KC Coaches with Character. Through this program, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City, the Royals and I are continuing to team up to honor local high school coaches who are making a difference in the Kansas City community. And the best part is, you get to nominate them. This month's Blue KC Coaches with Character recipient is Belton School District's Special Olympics coach, Nikki McKay. As a lifelong athlete, Nikki has always been heavily involved in athletics. She played and coached basketball and volleyball throughout her college career. After she received her degree, she added Special Olympics to her coaching arsenal, and the immediate impact changed her life forever. For the past 12 years, Nikki has helped lead a Special Olympics program and their student athletes to new heights throughout the Belton School District. What started as a two-sport program has quickly expanded to include sports like bocce, bowling, track and field, and swimming, all of which allow these Olympians to earn varsity letters on the high school level. While she embraces competition, the main emphasis she instills on her student athletes is the importance of working hard, playing hard, and having fun. It's her goal to help her Special Olympians put in as much effort as possible in their respective sports and allow everything else to fall into place. She preaches discipline and patience to everyone she interacts with on a daily basis. Nikki says that coaching Special Olympians has taught her what's truly important in life and to not take anything for granted. Her dedication and perseverance is on full display through her devotion and optimistic approach to everyday life. Additionally, she coaches accountability and work ethic and reminds her student athletes they're representing more than just themselves when they compete. Wearing a jersey for the Belton School District is a privilege, and not everyone is fortunate to have that opportunity. Nikki's grace and compassion continues to be a highlight of her coaching abilities now and in the future. If you know a high school coach who makes Kansas City a better place to live, work, and play, nominate them to be recognized for the Blue KC Coaches with Character program. Go online to www.bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services on the Missouri side. 29 southbound slows past 16th Avenue, just a bit sluggish across the bridge and into the downtown loop. Earlier construction project, though, has cleared. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Join us for the Fans Draft Party on Thursday, April 24th from the Landing in Liberty. We'll be broadcasting live, plus your chance to win $965 and an autographed Chiefs helmet in our draft contest. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Bob's Bavarian birthday tomorrow. Y'all better get on Twitter and let him know. He's celebrating his birthday tomorrow at 119th and Knoll.
That's right.
I'm kidding.
Watching the Royals build a new stadium.
Well, they may not be moving now.
Why?
They don't have any offense.
Well played.
No
well played.
offense.
Yeah.
The Royals were bad last night, and we don't need to talk about them anymore because it's just going to make me angry, and it's Friday.
And you don't want to be angry going into the weekend, going into my birthday weekend. You mentioned the big Bavarian pretzel, $9.65 at the Landing next Thursday. $9.65 gets you the Big Bob's Bavarian
You
big
get two of
pretzel.
them, right?
Get two of those pretzels for $9.65.
So-
If you don't, Maloney will throw in the other one for free.
Bob's
Just rub his head.
Bob's going to eat two to himself. Mac, you and I can split them. We can.
Look at Max, like, don't talk for me.
You're going to eat two of those?
Two of those and some chicken
Have
tenders.
you seen what our dolls look like?
Yeah, the dolls. The dolls are going to be realistic if you eat two of those pretzels by yourself.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And then Maller's tenders as well. You got to
Those
get
are
the dry
definitely-
rub.
I think I'm going to say this now. I think I'm going to get there at 5 o'clock.
We got 8th grade dance that night, so I'll be rolling maybe at the 18th pick.
Nice.
I think I'm going to get there at 5 o'clock, get my seat,
Yeah.
get my food, and then leave as soon as the first pick's taken.
Like, all right, see
Yeah,
you
right.
guys.
Then peace out. But you saw yesterday, Mason showed up at the house, and
I did.
Yeah, how'd that go?
it was fine. It was about 3 seconds. I mean, just showed up, and I tried to get in the picture. They're like, "Please get out of this picture," and then I'm like, "Okay, fine."
Did he hit all the check boxes? We had the sign.
He had the sign.
Corny saying.
Yeah, some
Pun
Morgan
or something.
Wallen thing
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
I'm no Morgan Wallen, but will you go to the dance with me or something like that?
There's
Yeah,
a song title in there,
right.
but yes.
Wasted on you.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
so-
I don't know what it was, but I'm just recapping real fast
Yes,
because
of
nobody
course.
cares.
Bouquet of flowers.
Bouquet of flowers.
Picture.
Yep. Picture.
Nailed
Yep.
it.
Slides and socks.
Was it?
Yep.
I knew that. Yeah.
Slides and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's 8th grade. I mean, it's all they wear:
Yep.
Crocs and
W-
socks
was
or
he
slides
nervous?
and
Was
socks.
he nervous or?
It's,
didn't tell?
No, his dad sat in the car.
So I always wonder this about you because
amazing.
you brought up the story at the carpool lane. Mr. Fescoe, can I get your or whatever? it was.
Yeah.
Do you ever have like guys that date your daughters that are like, so hey man, my dad's like a huge fan. Can you go out and say hi to
I
him?
haven't had that yet. No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
All right.
I think once they get to know me, they realize I don't want to meet this guy.
Never mind.
Like, hey man,
Yeah.
hey, you got anything on the stadium?
Yeah.
Please go.
Yeah.
Please go.
You're joking, but you're not. Like,
No,
you're not wrong.
no.
You're not wrong. It's all anybody wants to talk about, Dusty. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anywhere I go, it's like, what's going on with the stadium? Like, it's the biggest gossip column in town, right?
Yeah.
I say, I don't know what's going on. The best deal they're going to get is 119th and Knoll. We'll see what happens.
Dustman Stewie's tonight. The boys are all coming out tonight. Well, let's do it. I'll go to Stewie's. I got nothing going on tomorrow. I got nothing going on tonight. I do have a lot going on tonight. A lot of yard work, a lot of errands to be ran because we're going to get flooded out this weekend. But what's being flooded out right now is more North Carolina news.
Oh, boy. This is the headline from the New York Post this morning. They're not loving the Bill Belichick experience in North Carolina as concerns linger. That's what Tom Curran, who covered the Patriots for 30 years up there in Boston, explains how things have been going down at UNC since Bill Belichick has taken over as the head football coach. From the rumblings I heard, this is not recent, and this is a month or two ago. They're not loving the Bill Belichick experience if you're an everyday employee down there, which is probably what a lot of the people here in 2000 felt when Bill came aboard and said, I don't know if I like this. It's uncomfortable, Curran said Thursday on WEEI radio station. Belichick's transition from being arguably, yes, the greatest coach in NFL history to a first-time college head coach is one of the biggest storylines entering the season. So apparently Bill Belichick is making it uncomfortable down there. They're running it the Patriot way, and people don't like that. I'll ask you guys this question. Whose fault is that? Is that Bill Belichick's fault to adapt to them? Or is it their fault because they got to adapt to a new boss in town? How do you think that should be?
I think, if I can explain it quickly, I would say that in the NFL, it is the players who should adapt to the coach. In college, they're younger. I think the coach needs to adapt to the culture of the players. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that's not the right take, but I just think that, like, if you're coming into a new place and an unfamiliar territory, you have not coached college football. Maybe it's time for you to get to know them and see how they like to do things, and then you can sprinkle in your Belichick-isms to them. Whereas the NFL, you get drafted by the New England Patriots, like, damn, that's Bill Belichick. I need to go get it with him and, like, see what he expects from a pro player standpoint. That's just quick, real quick, Dusty Likens talking out of his ass sort of thing about this situation. That's how I look upon it.
Yeah, what do you think, Mac?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of different than you, Dusty. I'm kind of like, this is Bill Belichick. This is his way. You hired him. You're getting what you get. And if you don't like the kind of war room, intense, you better be strict regulations, strict rules. You better be on time. Better leave late, sort of thing. Like, then you signed up for the wrong package here. And I don't. If you're 19, you're coming in, like, you better be on board with the culture that I'm setting because I'm Bill Belichick and I'm the greatest football coach.
They're talking about the people who are there, the employees that have been at North Carolina for a long time. Even more so for them. Because it's not like they've had a successful football program down there. I mean, let's call it what it is. They've been mid at best, right?
Mid, yeah.
And so here comes this new guy. He's changing things over. But also, too, on a college campus, I think we can all know Betty's been in that office for 40 years.
Yeah.
She's seen every coach. She knows where everybody's buried, all that kind of stuff, right? You got Helen, you got Bruce, you got all these people that have been around these organizations for a long time that have been doing it their way. I think there does have to be some give and take because coaching at the collegiate level is not coaching in the NFL. It is night and day different. It would be like going to an Italian restaurant, loving the meal, and then starting a Mediterranean restaurant and hiring that Italian chef to come in there and be this Mediterranean chef. And you're like, it's not the same at all. There's got to be adjustments. There's got to be change. There's got to be different ways of doing things. It's got to be a give and take in those type of situations. And so I think there's blame on both sides. I think, obviously you come in as a new head coach, you're going to put your way in place. But also, too, you have to kind of respect some of the people that have been there forever and a day that have been doing things a certain way. So I think there just has to be, some give and take, especially since you never had this been an NFL team, I'd say you pound sand to anybody else didn't want Bill Belichick. But he's never coached at the collegiate level before, and I think there is a learning curve for him as much as anybody.
Right. And there's also the whole thing going on with his girlfriend where she's like, getting roster information, giving out play cards and all that.
She has to be included on every email.
Yes.
I mean,
that makes you wonder if he can remember the. I mean, I'm joking. Like,
she's like his agent or something like that, or it's like maybe not his agent, but she's like his
assistant. Like, I don't know, dude. It's weird.
I don't know. And then they just signed their transfer quarterback. This guy from what did we say, Alabama, Birmingham, or South Alabama yesterday. Gio Lopez, 2 years, $4 million.
Okay.
Man, I wish we could get Mahomes on that kind of deal.
Jeez, seriously.
Right. Somebody says, no, Dusty, you can't let the inmates run the system. I mean, that's fair, but I'm just saying, like, if the controversy is, like, do we go to him or do they go to I don't know. I just think that, like,
I think there has to be a give and take on both sides. Hey, I've won 6 Super Bowls. This is how we've done it in the pros. Yeah, but I've been here for 40 years. This is how the collegiate level works. But now with NIL and all this other stuff in place, I mean, you may get a little more of the professional side of things. But still, at the end of the day, colleges are insulated. They're their own, like, warm little, petri dish where everybody loves each other and they do it for their college and their university. There has to be some respect. Like, you have to respect the traditions at college more than you have to do in the pros.
Oh, for sure.
From the 816, shouldn't have this conversation have been had before they hired him?
Well, you would think, yes.
Exactly right. And the other text is Billy B did sell his college program as a pro-style program. That's kind of his selling point.
Yeah.
And again, if he goes out there in the first 8 games of the season, they go 8-0, everybody forgets
Nobody
everything.
cares, right?
No one cares, yep.
That's the problem with, like, sports, is that there's so much time between what happens and then what gets played that you just have your mind rolling nonstop. Like, think about all these people that think they know, like, who's getting drafted where and all these stories that come out and all these sort of situations that happen. And then the season starts and you don't even remember the offseason.
Yeah, exactly, right? You don't remember any of these storylines.
Like, oh, that's right. He did have bad blood with a certain team and they didn't want him. And then he got traded to this team. It's like, I forgot all about
like
that.
Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I saw this on NFL Rumors yesterday. How about this? Is a trending article from Yahoo Sports. They give a trade scenario. You ready for this one?
Okay.
Eagles trade Devonta Smith to the Dolphins for Jalen Ramsey, and they swap first-round picks.
The Eagles got worse.
Yeah, they got a better pick, though, which makes me scared for Howie Roseman. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But not only that, that Dolphins receiving room is nasty, dude. Waddle, Smith, and Tyreek.
They don't have a quarterback, though.
I mean,
True.
They do, and he better be able to play with those 3 guys as his options. I mean, that'd be a nasty offense.
And Devon Achane.
Well, I mean, awesome. I look at it and I say this. You don't have a quarterback, though, because you constantly are adding weapons for this guy. Like, eventually, either poop or get off the pot, bro. Yeah. Like we can't go get Justin Jefferson next.
Yeah, I'm way out on Tua.
I am too.
Way out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also just way out because every time he goes back and almost gets sacked, I'm like, ooh.
I know.
Well, you fear.
You know what I mean?
You fear for the guy.
Oh.
ESPN just ran the Aaron Rodgers tweet of meeting in person is greater than being on the phone. That's awesome.
Good.
That's great.
Yes.
ESPN going with it too. Like, we don't care what you said.
Let's let everyone see that. Yep.
Yeah.
This is from the Twitter world. There's it's called like the Mazodecast. It's like a Missouri podcast. SEC fans, Missouri is boring and doesn't do anything extraordinary. Missouri, oh yeah. And there's an article, world's largest rubber duck fair coming to Missouri State Fair this year. That seems pretty exciting. You think all the Jeep people will pull up?
No.
Everybody's going to the duck fair? God, Bill Belichick, man, what a story.
It is. It's compelling.
Since day one, like literally day one, it's like a week goes by. Oh, here he is on the beach posing with his girlfriend doing the airplane.
Yep.
And then the next one, oh, she's on the field in like a trench coat that's like Carolina blue, handing out play sheets. Oh, then there's this story.
If Tony Dungy wants to lay into somebody, he ought to lay into Bill Belichick, right?
Right.
No doubt about it. One guy that Tony Dungy can't lay into that we will is Brett Veach because he said some interesting stuff yesterday when he visited everybody in the media before the draft. We'll dive into what he had to say and what it means to us here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Whether you're digging a pond, clearing brush, grading property, or doing demo, Foley Equipment, your local Caterpillar dealer, is your one-stop shop. Buy or rent, Foley Equipment has the machines you need to get the job done. And right now, Foley has 0% financing on new cat skid steers, mini excavators, and compact track loaders. Stop by any Foley Equipment location today or visit us at FoleyEQ.com. That's FoleyEQ.com.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the college is paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey Bank and Cross First Bank. Together, we'll help ensure your dreams and possibilities become moments. Through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Together, we're building extraordinary impact in business, wealth, and community. Busey Bank and Cross First Bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 71 northbound, slow rolling as you cross over into the downtown loop. East side, 435 northbound, slows past 23rd Street, stays off again on again, heavy up towards Winter with construction taking away the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it in the 8 o'clock hour here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Bob Fescoe, Mac Maury, and Dusty Likens all with you. Your home for Kansas City sports. For those of you that are sick in the head and want to watch this Royals offense again tonight, you can. And you can hear it here on 96.5 The Fan. Something's got to give at some point. That's, I think, what a lot of people are at. They play at 5:40 again tonight. It is Job versus Reagans. So at least you have Cole Reagans on the mound, which I had asked you earlier in the week. Is he must-watch TV? I know you've got a big day, a big night tonight, But the offense has been putrid, and Cole Reagan's on the mound. Will he still be appointment television tonight at 5:40?
He is. I'll watch a little of it. We got a thing tonight at 7 o'clock, a showcase at the 8th grade. We're very excited about that. Spring showcase, very exciting.
Sounds like it. Just go to the garage before.
I mean, no. I'm thinking,
what is a showcase?
The cheerleaders, the band, all that kind of
it's
stuff.
Almost like a prep rally.
Kind of, yeah. I think
That's
so.
fun.
The dance team and stuff like that. It is, but with cheerleading tryouts last week and a lot of the girls not making the high school, like how into this, like I feel bad, you know, like
that
I
makes
do,
sense.
you know,
Like
like
cuts last 24 hours. And then you're over.
this one's been going on for about, like I just like they're like now we got to go do the showcase and none of us are going to the high school team, so I kind of feel bad for them.
Oh,
you know,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm just like that type of thing and whatnot. So
Go out there and prove they did wrong.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it'll be fun, but I just feel bad. I still feel bad for the girls that didn't make that cheerleading squad. I really do. Like my heart breaks for them every day because it was just such a tough experience for a lot of them. So anyway, that's kind of why I'm feeling like that.
That's
going into
life.
tonight. No, it is, and it's better to learn early, but a lot of people think that everybody gets what they want in this world, and that's not the case. It's better to learn early than to be out there in your 20s and 30s thinking, oh, I deserve this. No, life's a meritocracy, man.
I know this is way out of left field. Have you? George Clooney dyed his hair?
Oh, I thought you.
Okay.
At first, I was like,
whoa.
wow. I did see that.
Yeah, he's on Broadway now.
Is that why he did it?
He's starring in Good Night and Good Luck on Broadway. He's playing Edward R. Murrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, the only reason I know that is because we're for Thanksgiving time, we're starting to plan a little bit, and I'm like, I'd like to go see, and I was looking at Broadway.com to see what's playing, and I just saw, George Clooney starring on Broadway, right? But it's not a musical, so I don't think the kids want to go see Good Night and Good Luck. I would because it's about Edward R. Murrow, and it's it's one of those.
That'd be fascinating.
Yeah, I think so too. And
He turned into Jay Wright overnight.
Yeah,
looks
right,
real
yeah,
weird.
yeah. It's got to be for his new role on Broadway.
Oh,
Has
for
to
sure.
be, yeah.
Oh.
But seeing George Clooney in that kind of light, right? That's different than what you're normally seeing him on the big screen. To see George Clooney on stage, I think would be kind of cool.
Did you ever watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like a musical movie that he's in with like a couple of them. They sing a lot in
Is he
that
good?
movie. I mean, I haven't seen it in like 15 years.
Okay.
But it's different, like that he would normally do. Man, I love George Clooney.
When we were living in St. Louis, they filmed that movie Up in the Air in St. Louis, and you'd see George Clooney just randomly
That's crazy.
places and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, it's cool to see a screen actor or vice versa go to the stage, or stage actor go to this is so much different,
BB Newirth is one of those big ones who played Lilith on Cheers. For no, she was a great Broadway star. Went and did the TV side of things. She's been back on Broadway ever since. And there's a lot of those folks like Norm Peterson from Cheers as well. Not Cliff Clavin, but Norm. George Wendt. He's at the New Dinner Theater all the time. So you see him.
Oh
a lot.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
he's down in
He's
Branson.
there. Yeah, he's down there. Yeah, he's out there as well. Overland Park or Branson. You're really hitting it big these days, right?
Hey, man.
Jersey Boys just opened yesterday
At
at
the
the new theater.
Did you get season tickets?
I did not, but I got ticket. My friend's in it again. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So he's
Jersey
booked a few
Boys is a
shows.
great show.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so
oh,
I'm
you
excited.
haven't? I hope
Yeah.
they don't roll Frankie Valli out there. Have you seen that video of Frankie
have.
Valli? That's sad,
sad.
man. Like
Mean.
that's me. It's like Lee Corso.
Yeah,
But still
Worse.
alive as well.
Yeah.
As I accidentally killed him off yesterday.
Yeah, well, we do that from time to time. It happens.
Brett Veach discussed yesterday about the running back class of this year's draft and the
Brett
depth that
Veach
it
just
holds.
killed off the first round,
No
basically.
doubt about it.
Look, with all these players, you're a few bad weeks away from having no depth at all. I mean, I know I've always said the story a few years back of that defensive end position where we had a 2 or 3 week span where we lost multiple guys. And, last year, Pacheco got hurt early on. And I mean, we always want to surround Pat with playmakers. And, the more talented wideouts you can throw on the field at one time is something important to us. And depth at running back. And look, this kickoff role too. I mean, ideally, it would be advantageous for us to identify a receiver and or running back that has explosive playmaking ability on both ends. Remigio did a great job, but again, we're always pushing the envelope to get 1% better. And if we can add another dynamic element to both return phases, that would be something that would make sense. So it's not just wanting to continue to add explosive playmaking at the running back or the receiver position. It's also the return game. And so I do feel good about that running back stack. Again, I think it's probably a consensus throughout the draft community and the work that you guys have all done, that there's a ton of running backs. And, I think that there'll be a good chance that one of these picks ends up being one of those players, just because there's so many of them and they're all really good. And the discrepancies between the running back you have in 4th or 5th is really close, or 4th and 3rd is really close. So I think there's a good likelihood that, one of those players ends up on our roster, and hopefully they're a dynamic returner as well.
So there you go.
He laid it out for you.
Yeah, one of these players is on our roster, and hopefully they're a dynamic returner as well. So you draft a very skill-set running back. You let Pacheco and Kareem Hunt kind of lead the way throughout the year, and then you see where this guy's vision is as a returner, and hopefully he's that guy. And then next year, or in 2 years from now, when Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are no longer on this franchise, this guy's now your featured running back because he's learned more. He's learned how to basically do the Mahomes underneath Alex Smith round, right? Because what's the one thing that we hear all the time about Andy Reid and running backs? Can you pass protect?
Yeah, right.
If you can pass protect, we'll find you a spot on this team. Also, I think it's no secret that the NFL, and Brett Veach has said it out there as well, that the running back talent is loaded. It's a ton of options out there. The Chiefs definitely look like they're going to go in that direction, whether that's pick 1 in the 3rd round or pick 2 in the 3rd round. I think that's where they will land on a running back. Who that is, I don't know yet. I know a lot of people have their wants and desires, but it sounds like what they're going to do is have this guy come in and try to be a returning specialist and then develop him into your everyday running back within 2 years. I'm all for it. I think they've needed somebody like this in the backfield, whether that's a Jahmyr Gibbs type, whether that's a Bijan Robinson type. I'm not saying they're going to go find that running back, but somebody that can hold those sort of skill sets in their bag of tricks.
Well, Binkley has an answer for you, because we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about the return game, and NFL kickoffs did go up in 2024. The percentage of returns in 23 was 21.8. Then it was up to 32.8%, so 12% increase in return. That's a big number in the NFL. And Binkley threw out this name, and I don't know who this person is, but this is a person that Binkley's looking at in the draft. Mac, you may know who this gentleman is. You probably don't. I don't. I don't know. B. Hazel Tootin of Virginia Tech.
Tootin.
B. Hazel Tootin. BHAYSUL space Tootin. T like King Tut. TUTEN of Virginia Tech. Binkley says, with moving touchback back to 35, he's looking at running backs like B. Hazel Tootin of Virginia Tech because he can return as well. So that's a name that Binkley's throwing out there as a possibility for them to get. But I can definitely see, if the return game has improved that much, yeah, you want to have a dynamic returner in there and give yourself that opportunity to kind of let Dave Tobe do his thing and create some, opportunities for guys to return the football and get you some better field position. So we'll see, we'll see if that's the route they go. I think it probably will be. Brett said it. There's no reading between the lines of that one.
Right.
They're going to be drafting a running back this year.
No doubt about it. And then this was Veach on first-round talent this year's draft.
It's probably a tick down. I think typically in years past, that number's been anywhere from 15 to 18, even 19. I think the last I checked, it was right around 12 or 13. So it is lower, although I will say this, in that secondary wave of guys that, are in the late round, high 2 consideration, that number's probably a little higher. So hopefully that provides a little bit more flexibility on both ends. So I think that top end number is just a tick down from years past. And I think we've have a pretty consistent game plan year in and year out. And if one of those guys, however unlikely it is, that we have in that 12 or 13 or 14 number range, if they were to fall into a reasonable landing spot, I'm sure we would make some calls. And typically it's unlikely to happen, but we all know a few years ago it did happen with Trent McDuffie, and we were able to do that. So that will be kind of our mindset again, and we'll see if it works out. I don't think it'd make too much sense for us to we need all these picks, and we need to add depth on multiple fronts and the secondaries and receivers. So trading multiple picks to just get one piece doesn't really make sense. But I think if a guy really does fall into the 20s and it's reasonable, I think we'll be aggressive. Otherwise, I think we'll be happy with adding players at each round and multiple players in 3.
Adding left tackle strength was what he's with? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, look, it looks like Brett Veach has maybe 2 players, maybe 3 that he thinks might fall. And if they do, and they fall to that, 20 to 25 range, he's going to attack.
Yeah, he is.
He doesn't see that happening because he sees that, like he said, this draft is a tick down than previous drafts when it comes to overall talent, that it would have to take a, catastrophic failure on 20 other franchises to miss on a guy that he has on his radar that probably a lot of other people have on their radar. So if it does happen, then he'll move. But it sounds like it's going to be pick 31, and we'll play audio here in a second, or it'll be pick 2nd round.
Right. Yeah. And that's fine. If you see a guy that you like a Trent McDuffie, then you move up and you get that guy, right? I have no problem doing that. In fact, I actually love that. When you've identified a guy and you're willing to go up and get him because you're convicted that that's the right guy, you go and do that. They did that with Trent McDuffie, and he proved out to be the right guy in more ways than one, for this team. But I think the talent level of this draft, as we keep kind of talking about it goes to the quarterbacks. There's really, other than really Shedeur Sanders, there's not a household name that is being drafted this year at the quarterback position. In fact, I'm looking at BetMGM odds right now. They have it at 2.5 of how many quarterbacks will go in the first round, right? Do you think 3 quarterbacks will go in the first round of the NFL draft? If so, you take the over. If you don't think more than 2 quarterbacks will go in the NFL draft, then you take the under. The over is minus 450. The under is plus 310. And so if you think Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are going to be the 2 guys that are drafted in the first round, Jackson Dart, is he going to be your 3rd quarterback that's drafted? So I think that's why we, and I say we as the general sports fan, probably think that this draft is a little down this year because the quarterbacks aren't really names that we know and love and recognize,
Right. Yeah, there is that because of how, sexy that position is, how franchising changing that position is, right? Like, you still go back to the draft class that Mahomes was in, where it was Mahomes, Watson, Trubisky, right? And, like, 2 of those guys are irrelevant. One of them is a complete league changer, right? Like Mahomes completely changed the face of the NFL once Brady finally got his way out. And, that's been the guy in the league. Deshaun Watson was supposed to be that way, and then he just kind of creeped himself out. And then Trubisky, right? Like, that's always going to be known as the Bears. One of their biggest fumbles was, now we'll see what happens with Caleb Williams because they took him over Daniels last year. But, yeah, I mean, you look at that and you think to yourself, is this draft talent-wise that far down, or is the draft down because the quarterback talent is a little bit down?
Yeah.
So it's just the dynamic position.
But I think we would say that about the league too, right? If the quarterback play all of a sudden slipped in the NFL and it wasn't like it's been for let's just say the last 5 years, where we'll say, oh, the talent level's down in the NFL, the quarterback play. I think everything just gets judged off the quarterback position because that's kind of human nature. So, I mean, if you're looking to win some money, I would kind of lean towards the under on that. I think obviously Cam Ward will be taken. Shedeur will probably be taken in the first round. Jackson Dart's the wild card. If you think somebody's going to take Jackson Dart in the first round,
Rams at 26th.
Really?
So you'd have to wait until the 26th pick. Because as of right now, Ward is to the Titans, Shedeur is to the Saints at 9, and then Jackson Dart 26th to the Rams.
To the Rams at 26. That's an interesting one.
I mean, go learn under Stafford McVay.
Yeah,
see what you can do.
I kind of like that pick for the Rams,
you either
right?
do that or you
slap my mouth and call me draft daddy.
But that's exactly what the Chiefs did. Like, people talk about the Kansas City model all the time. Matthew Stafford, he almost left after this year, right? What did he sign, like a 2-year contract or whatever it was? So he was almost gone this year. Now you can say, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do the Kansas City model. Jackson Dart, you're gonna be our guy. You're gonna learn under Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, and you're gonna learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. And then when it's time to move on from Matthew Stafford, you can kind of move in and be the Patrick Mahomes kind of transition, if you will. Not to say he's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Please do not think I said that. But that's kind of, it sounds like if the Rams do draft Jackson Dart or any quarterback in the first round, that kind of seems like the plan that they're trying to follow.
Fly that name by, Mac, real quick, that Binkley told you. And tell us what you think about this name. If you don't know him, then
if you don't know it, that's fine.
We'll move on because we got to do the turn in 2.
B. Hazel Tootin.
Isn't he out of like Virginia or something?
Virginia Tech, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about him. I've read a little bit about him. I mean, apparently could help in the return. That's all I know.
That's what Binkley said, yeah.
Okay, so that would be the angle to picking him because he could help him in the return game, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look at a lot of boobs and stuff.
All right,
Me too, Bink.
And then, of course, I see this from Chiefs Blitz on Twitter. The Chiefs are actively looking to trade up in round 1. The goal would be to move in front of the Houston Texans and Los Angeles Rams, and specific left tackle is still on the board.
Did you guys take that away from Veach's comments?
I don't know. This is him.
It's probably a tick down. I think typically in years past, that number's been anywhere from 15 to 18, even 19. I think the last I checked, it was right around 12 or 13. I certainly have a tendency to be on the aggressive side and move up. Although it's interesting, as I just mentioned to Pete before, the numbers are a little bit down in regards to that top end, usually being 15 to 17. They're more from in that 12 to 14 range. So, and then as I mentioned, Dusty, the secondary stack is a little bit bigger. So I think that there is probably, just from a sure number standpoint, more of a likelihood that could happen when you have, again, on the front end, the numbers, meaning 7.5 or higher on our grading system being low, but then that next 7.0 to 6.5 grading system, the numbers being higher. I think that from that standpoint, I think that could be in our wheelhouse, and it might make sense to us. So we'll have to see. I think there's always, or at least it worked out that way in the last few years, been one guy. Worthy was one of those guys last year, but we'll see. But I know that I've shown to be more aggressive, but I'm certainly open to it. And if it makes sense for us and we can acquire additional picks, I'd be all for it.
So there's what he said about moving up. It's a whole bunch of word salad.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
I'm known to be aggressive. If there's certain opportunity arises, then yes, we could probably think about it. But as of right now, we're not really, deciding yet.
Yeah, it's a minute and 6 seconds of just but that's what all these general managers are doing at this point of the season. It's lie season, it's fib season, it's misdirection season. It's just
smoke
talk
screen season.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to take this guy. This is the guy we're looking at, and the guy we're interested in. So if anybody wants to trade us the 17th pick, let us know, and we'll move up and take this guy. And everybody will go, nope.
It is Friday. It is the 8 o'clock hour. We do this every day on Friday, or every day. We do this every week. Let's turn to two things we plan on doing this weekend. I'll start things off if you want. That's okay. I start today after the show. I go home and do a lot of lawn work. We're getting a lot of rain. I got to get on top of it. Got to do some mowing. Got to do some weed eating. Got to do some trimming. Got to do some seed planting. Easy text line. Grass seed planting. And then the other one is a whole lot of Easter stuff on Sunday. And I want to bring this question up for you guys, because normally we cook out on Sunday for Easter, right? Go to church and then we come home, and, one household, divorced parents in the past. So like one household is the traditional ham, yams, greens, beans, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And then the other house, grill something out, do like steaks or do like pork chops or do something like that.
It's a lot of food.
Well, you can't do it all. You gotta pick and choose where you're going to go. But on the second house we're going to, since it's going to be just a complete washout, 50 degrees, raining all day, pizza delivery on Easter.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I'm good with that. Pizza delivery all
I'm kind
the
of
time,
excited about that.
Yeah, it's different.
Nobody
it's
has
unique,
to. Nobody has to pick anything up
Nope.
unless I'm told on the way over to go pick up the za, which is fine. But you don't have to worry about cooking. You don't have to worry about anybody picking things up, bringing things. I'm kind of down. First year of my life, I've ever done pizza on Easter.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm fine with that.
As long as we get ham on the pizza.
Yeah, Easter's not my deal, so I don't care what you guys eat, that's fine and whatnot. And so we're going to go out. I've taken my mother-in-law out for brunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever the hell we're calling it.
Mimosas.
And so we'll be having an opportunity to celebrate her birthday. I'm excited about that this weekend because she turns 79 years young.
Woo,
Congratulations, Grandpa.
Congrats.
Momo's birthday is Sunday as well.
Momo's
What is she,
birthday.
50?
Yeah,
Is her friend
50
going to be
exactly.
around?
Yep, good job.
50. Way to go, Momo. And so I'll celebrate my birthday on Saturday. I'll do the kid stuff tonight. I'm sure we've got a bunch of other kid stuff going on that I don't know about just yet because my wife doesn't like to spring this on me because it gives me anxiety. So we'll get to that point at some point in the weekend. But I think it's going to be kind of one of those. It's going to be one of these weekends where you're just like, man, I don't want to do a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's going to be raining and whatnot. So it sucks.
Sleep in Saturdays, baby.
Absolutely. Rain, NBA, sleeping. This is my dream Saturday.
My biggest, I don't want to say worry because that's not the right term, but my biggest, for the weekend is it's going to rain. That means I can't get up real early on Saturday morning and go for a walk because it's going to be raining. And I like that on the weekends.
Take an umbrella and rain boots.
It's not the same.
You look like the Morton Salt cover.
Yeah. Did Morton Salt move to Overland Park, by
Sure
the way?
Did. Right off 69 and
So
435.
is that their new corporate head? There's nothing about this. And
it's right next to Tesla.
Yeah, it's right there. Exactly.
I thought that's how you said it.
If you live on Long Island, my sister's Linda, and everybody in Jersey and New York called her Linder growing up. It was unbelievable.
Linder, Binder.
Linder.
I'll bet you $5 in the break we'll hear the Jim Rohn commercial now that says Fender Bender.
Yeah, exactly. We will. But no, does anybody know for a fact if Morton Salt moved their headquarters? Or all of a sudden the sign just went up, but there's like no information about it. And Morton isn't responding to comments, and so
They're
I don't
being
know.
salty about it?
They are being salty about it. Yeah.
Matt, what are you turning to this weekend with?
Yeah, like I said, NBA Saturday, hang out with some friends. Got the Celtics on Sunday. It's
Noon
gonna
to 8:30. You're going to make it the whole way through?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll be in and out here and there, leaving, going out to the
Damn,
backyard.
those
Well, I
guys,
guess
I
not.
No, you can't even let the dog out this weekend. That's the other thing, right? It's terrible.
It is the worst.
Because my dog hates the rain.
Same.
See, like I have a dog that sits on the patio, and little Ruby will just stare outside and watch the rain and get all the smells. And then the other one will just run around. You have to have the old beach towel to wipe the paws off when they come back in. Oh,
so your dog's actually, my dog will
they
sit
love
under the bed for 2 weeks and nowhere near that rain and whatnot. So you have to put the leash on and bring her out there and stand there with the umbrella.
No, the only thing my dogs hate is that we live close to Lisa in high school. So whenever there's like a celebration, they blow like a cannon off or something that. And one of them will literally go burrow and you won't see her for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that does scare them. Yeah,
she's
feel bad.
gone.
Yeah.
See you, Ruby. She's like, I'll be back in the morning.
You'll have dog anxiety and whatnot.
For sure. Yeah. My dog has the same. Yeah.
And the other one just hates the mailman, dude. He just sits there every day waiting for the mailman.
Is that a real thing? Like, do dogs still chase the mailman?
Do you want me to record it today?
Yeah. Does the mailman even like walk
insane.
anymore? Like our mailman shows up in like a mail truck and wearing street clothes. I'm like, I need my mailman in a uniform.
Yeah.
Mine wears Jonathan India shorts, a cowboy hat, and a short sleeve shirt.
But no mail uniform.
Yes, male uniform. It's male short pants, and then the
I'm talking
powder
about
blue.
the mail, like the U.S. mail, not mail for men.
No, I'm saying it's a UPS it's a UPS, right? Male shirt, powder blue.
Okay.
White cowboy hat, short
Like gray shorts.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
and then cowboy boots.
Okay, at least you got your guy in a uniform. Our drives around in like a Pantera concert tee. Who the hell are you sticking your hand into my mailbox?
And our mailbox is on the house, so he comes up to it, throws in that dog, just like, come on, mother, right there.
See, we got those at
But
the
you
end of
don't
the
knock on
block
the
you got to
door.
walk down to and whatnot. But still, whatever. But like the mail carrier's never in a uniform. Dragging her foot out of the car. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Amazon, UPS, FedEx, mail, anything are the worst enemies to that dog. Little Reggie. I'll get you, man. I swear to God, you come inside, man, you're losing an eyeball. There's a special anniversary of a old historic past that Bob wants to get into on the other side. We'll dive into that here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping, and you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Hey guys, don't let the baseball season get you down. Baseball's back. Don't let the rain get you down. You can always enjoy a nice can-crafted cocktail and baseball and all the same time. And this season, we're bringing you the proud partner of the Kansas City Royals, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka. And Surfside Lemonade Vodka. My refrigerator is stacked. I promise you. You'll see it later today on my social media. Check it out. They're absolutely delicious and pair perfectly with a day at the ballpark or your patio. If it rains, you got a covered patio, take one out there and sip it as well. And find it also at Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part about it is zero bubbles, so you have zero troubles. It's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age, and please drink responsibly.
Hey, baseball fans, there's no better place to bet the long ball than BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Swing big on your home run bet with BetMGM's Home Run Boost token. No opt-in is required. Just log in to your BetMGM account to receive your Home Run Boost token. Then activate your token when you place a bet on any player to hit a home run. If that player goes yard, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is the best place to bet the long ball. Don't miss your chance to claim your MLB Home Run Boost token. The action is on deck at BetMGM, the king of the big swing. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
It was a nightmare. We felt stuck.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-328-9696. 800-328-9696. 800-328-9696.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
If you're like me and you're trying to break through that boring lunch routine, I've got the option for you. I discovered lunch at Hy-Vee Market Grill. Forget the after-lunch fast food coma. The Hy-Vee Market Grill offers fast and fresh options with made-to-order burgers, salads, sandwiches, and wraps like the 3-cheese patty melt, the crispy chicken or Cobb salad, BLT or tenderloin sandwich, and my personal favorite, the peanut butter bacon burger. For high quality and great value, freshen up your lunch routine at the Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
Hop into Hy-Vee for all your Easter needs, like baskets, candy, chocolate bunnies, and more. Treat your family to Easter brunch at the Market Grill. Just $24.99 for adults, $7.99 for children, and kids 5 and under eat free. Staying home? Try Hy-Vee's Easter meal deal for just $30. Get all the fixins you need to feed your duckling spiral sliced ham, russet potatoes and gravy, green bean casserole, and bakery fresh rolls. Make this your most excellent Easter ever, only at Hy-Vee.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Stay comfortable year-round with expert HVAC installation done right the first time. Enjoy zero down and payments from $180 a month. Schedule your consultation today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side, 435 northbound. You may still see some lingering slowdowns approaching winter, but your earlier problems in through there appear to have cleared. Heading up in downtown, 35 northbound, slow rolling from 670 up past 12th Street with construction in the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
About 10 minutes, we'll get to our Richards of the Week here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well. Before we do that, it is an anniversary of one Paul Revere.
It is.
Fescoe, take away.
It is. It is the 18th of April, okay? My favorite time of year. My birthday is tomorrow, also the start of the American Revolutionary War. I'm sure you knew all that, right? Of course, the battles of Lexington and Concord. And for years, we've been talking in sports about the New England Patriots and how they are cheaters. And it came to my realization that every team in the New England area are cheaters. Every single one of them has been accused of cheating, and we'll get to those. And it really all started with Paul Revere. And if you know the poem by Paul Revere, Listen, My Children, and You Shall Hear of the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April of 75, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. One if by land and two if by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be, ready to ride to spread the alarm to every Middlesex village and farm, right? So here's a guy who's on a horse and is cheating by letting everybody know that the British are coming. Some would say taking an advantage. One lantern if they were coming by the beach, one lantern if they, or two lanterns if they were coming by the land. And Paul Revere saw that, and in 1775, he became the first New Englander to cheat. And ever since then, cheating has been a fabric of the New England culture and the New England sports society. We start with the New England Patriots. We know what they're all about, right? Deflategate, Spygate, Bradygate, Belichickgate, all the cheating that they've done. It all comes from their ancestor, Paul Revere. The Boston Celtics are the biggest cheaters amongst all of them. Red Auerbach was the biggest cheater in the history of professional sports. This guy, and I hate to do this to Mac on the eve of the playoffs, but this was a guy who, when they had the old Boston Garden, used to get out there with a hammer and hammer dead spots in the floor. Yikes. And then trap the point guards on the dead spot so they couldn't dribble the basketball in those dead spots. So Red Auerbach, cheater. Patriots, cheaters. Celtics, cheaters. What about the Bruins? Oh, there's a big scandal with the Boston Bruins involving how they cheated on face-offs all the time. So the Boston Bruins are cheaters. The Boston Red Sox, we know their World Series title is tainted because they were caught using video evidence to steal signs back in 2018, right around the same time that the Astros cheating scandal was going on. The Boston Marathon, one of the great cheaters in sports history, was taking place at the Boston Marathon. Rosie Ruiz took a subway to the finish line and won the Boston Marathon before she was outed as being a cheater. And then who could forget the cheating scandals that took place at Boston College in the 70s of all the point shaving scandals. And so you want to know why they cheat in Boston, because Paul Revere cheated on this date in 1775 to alert people when the British were coming and how they were getting there. And since Paul Revere rode that horse and cheated on that day, for good reason, to protect the sanctity of the country, every New England sports team has been involved in a cheating scandal, and it all stems from their ancestor, Paul Revere. It's unbelievable to think about the cheating that these franchises have done, and it all stems back to a man on a horse screaming the British are coming.
So what you're saying is that cheating helps you win.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Sometimes it's all right.
Yeah. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
Yeah, right.
So the culture, man, I think for me, of all the scandals out there, the Boston Celtic one is the funniest one to me. This guy is hammering the floor to create dead spots in it. Mm-hmm. Then he would turn the heat up in the locker room for the visitors and sweat them out and do all that kind of stuff. Red Auerbach, one of the biggest cheaters of all time, man.
Maybe one of the biggest Richards of all time, too.
Could be one of the biggest Richards of all time. Then you had the Boston coach who was, cheating on his spouse with the person in the front office.
Did George Washington cheat when he crossed the Delaware?
No, I don't think so. He was just taking a ride, getting over there to Jersey. No, that wasn't cheating. Paul Revere definitely was.
He attacked him when they were all asleep and drunk.
Well, I mean, and that happens. Don't get sleepy and drunk when you're trying to fight a war, right? I mean, and also don't march in a straight line all wearing a red coat. You're going to get picked off.
Yeah.
Like, they think the Minutemen were a bunch of cheaters, too, because they were hiding in trees and behind rocks and using muskets and things like that. The British were just stupid, and they were marching in a line wearing red coats. I mean, like, how easy could it have been just to be up in the trees and behind rocks and wherever else, behind homes and whatnot, picking those guys off? It must have been just an easy fest, just like it was once the Patriots knew everything that the Rams were going to do and were able to cheat and win a Super Bowl that way. Or the Boston Red Sox knew every sign that was getting called in the World Series and were able to win a championship that way. Or the Boston Bruins cheating on faceoffs. Or the marathon runner Rosie Ruiz taking a subway to the finish line. Every single sporting event and team in that city. I'm sure Harvard's involved in some cheating scandal as well.
Taking a sandwich to a marathon would weigh you down.
Subway. Oh, yes, that's exactly right. It would back in the day, no doubt. Yeah, it would. Foot long, too.
Back when Subway was good.
Well,
somebody says from the 475 or 479. This made me smile.
Yes.
Listening to Bob ramble about history stoned right now is epic. I'm learning more now than I did in school.
I am not stoned. I am giving
it.
I will teach American history with the best of them. It's in my wheelhouse. Like April 9th is the day that the Civil War ended. My sister's birthday. April 19th is the day the Revolutionary War began. My birthday. So
cool.
I love it, man. I go to these places. Like Monday is going to be a big day. It's Patriots Day in Boston. I will be dressed the part on Monday. I was going to dress the part today for the American Revolution, but I said I'll wait for Patriots Day on Monday. Get everybody through Paul Revere Day. Everybody's celebrating by reading the poem and riding your horses and lighting lanterns and all that stuff and screaming the British are coming. And then tomorrow, the Revolutionary War begins, the Battle of Bunker Hill, and then out to Lexington and Concord, which wasn't that far. But back in those days, going 10 miles on a horse was probably like, I don't know, an eternity. And then the 21st is Patriots Day in Boston, which means they had that 11 a.m. baseball game. The marathon takes place, all that kind of good stuff. So you got Patriots Day coming up. It's one of my favorite times of year. I love American history. I love kicking the... can't say that word, out of the British and winning that war and declaring our independence and taking our country over. But I don't like the fact that every sports team in Boston is a cheater. And New England. Yeah, it's cheaters. How are they going to cheat this year? Deflate the balls? They call Bill Belichick in to consult before the series? Who are they playing?
We'll have the Magic in round one.
Yeah.
What kind of magic can the Celtics come up with?
That's exactly right. To bang on the floor and create dead spots.
I'm going to make this team disappear.
The best part about Red Auerbach is he didn't care.
Did not care.
Did not care
Didn't have
at
to back
all.
then.
No, he didn't. How many championships did he allegedly win?
8.
Allegedly, yeah. It was, well, I mean, Bill Russell won 11, so he would have won plus, a lot.
So isn't
16?
So everybody talks about Bill Belichick being the greatest coach in sports. Isn't there's a guy in his own city that was better than him that won
16.
twice as many championships plus?
Yeah, because we've got 18 and 2 have been without red, so 16.
How many did Bird win?
3.
3?
Yeah, I believe he won 3. 4 or 5 MVPs.
And
he
got
should have won
one.
more.
Bird only won 3 championships.
I think so, yeah. And it should have been more.
You got Magic going up against you.
That is true, yeah.
His back gave out. I mean,
Who
he was
would
done.
Bill Russell go up against back in the day? Like
5'5"
Kiki Vandeweghe?
white guy?
Wilt,
yeah.
Yeah, Wilt. It was him and Wilt.
Scored 100.
Yeah, who allegedly scored 100.
Allegedly. Nobody was there.
No.
We just have that picture with
Yep.
the 100. We don't know that he actually did that or not, right? Like one of the great mysteries in all of sports.
People say.
But, man, that culture of Boston, man, 1775 on this day. If you
That's
want to know why
nuts.
these teams cheat, you go back to April 18th, 1775, and that son of a gun, Paul Revere, laid the culture for the Boston cheating scandals that have taken place since.
Well, sometimes I support cheating. And in that case, I definitely support it.
That time, yes.
Yes.
Yes, but I think the sports teams have taken it too far. Like, imagine being Rosie Ruiz and taking the subway to the marathon. Like, watch the interview with her. They're asking her all these questions. They go, did you do interval training? She goes, I don't even know what intervals are. Like, it was awful. It was like one of the worst things ever. Like, you didn't pass any of the checkpoints. How did you win this thing? Takes the subway, stumbles out of the crowd, and wins the damn marathon. Cheaters.
Somebody says Bill Russell went up against LSD and acid. Tough. Coming up on the other side, we'll get to our Richard of the Week on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my lawn is looking awesome right now. So good that my kids are now even saying, man, our lawn looks great, because they knew what it looked like before. I called the college-educated professionals over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. We were coming home yesterday, and my daughter goes, is this our house? This lawn looks really nice. I'm like, yeah, it is. She goes, wow, I can't believe how good it looks. I'm like, yeah, when you're impressing a 13 and a 14 and a 15-year-old, I'll tell you what, you're doing things right. And not many people can impress teenagers, but Aspen Lawn and Pest Control can, and they've impressed me as well. I love what they've done with our yard. They put down that first application. They put down some dandelion killer. We have no dandelions in the yard. We have no weeds right now. It is just green, lush grass that looks amazing. And I really can't wait till they put that mosquito dome over the top of our house, because it's going to keep all the bugs out all summer long. So when we're sitting out back enjoying the spring and summer, we won't get eaten to death by mosquitoes, and the fleas and ticks will stay off the dog as well. Right now, if you mention you heard this ad, Aspen Lawn and Pest Control will give you up to half off your first application. So don't wait. Call them today, or better yet, just visit them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
It was a nightmare. We felt stuck.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-328-9696. 800-328-9696. 800-328-9696.
The world is turning yellow with dandelions, and that means it's time for Weed and Feed. As step 2 of GrassPad's idiot-proof lawn care program, Weed and Feed is designed to control broadleaf weeds and feed the lawn. Throw it down on a wet lawn and let it sit on the leaf for 48 hours before mowing or watering. Keep the yard looking great this spring and get your Weed and Feed down today.
Come on down to the grass pad. The grass pad's high on grass.
The 96.5 The Fan ticket window is open. Head to the contest page at 965thefan.com for your chance to score tickets to see Blink 182 with Alkaline Trio at T-Mobile Center Saturday, September 27th. Must be 18 to enter and win. Good luck.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously. Shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Results every week and then receive free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey guys, it's Cody Tapp, and I'm down 30 pounds in 6 weeks thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. And now I get free support for life. Make the same great decision I did and give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 29 northbound heading out of downtown. Very heavy. Slows before Front Street with an accident past Levee, blocking the right lane. 470 northbound slows around Lakewood with an accident reporting. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Funny text here from the 620. Going from good music to this generic whatever is like when schools switched from whole milk to non-fat. No thanks. That's when I switched to Fruitopia, baby.
Steven.Spector@Odyssey.com. Send him an email. 6 months, it'll change.
Given some promotions where we need to. Vern's on deck show tonight at 4:30 on 96.5 The Fan. The Royals will play again tonight against Detroit. Cole Reagan's on the mound. That game starts at 5:40. All that action is here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Royals baseball. And also, don't forget, we're less than a week away. Next Thursday, April 24th at the Landing in Liberty, starting at 6 p.m., Bink and Unicero
10
broadcasting live during the first round. Draft contest is back, $965, plus an autographed Juwan Taylor helmet as the prize. 1 point for a player drafted in the first round, 3 points if you get the right player on the right team. Your sheet must be turned in prior to the first pick on the clock, and the fan staff is in attendance, and you can get Bob's Bavarian Pretzel for $9.65. It comes with two with a side of cheese and mustard. So be sure to be there, and the entire fan staff will be in attendance, so you can, look at Mac's beautiful hair. You can say hi to Bob Fescoe. You can go talk to Rob Britton about who's washed.
I'll tell you, Carrington, everybody in this draft is washed. I wouldn't take one player out of this draft. I agree, Rob.
Oh, Richard, I'm so happy. Hold me.
Richard of the Week.
Not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
That's right. It is Friday at 9 o'clock. It is Richard of the Week time, and it is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories, and the best part is zero bubbles. Well, there's a lot of troubles. There's zero troubles with Surfside. Bob, take it away for your Richard.
All right, you want me to go first?
Your name's on there.
All right, I will go first on this one because this is just stupid. It's also Richardish, but I guess Everton, the soccer club, is opening a new stadium, right? Congratulations over there, 119th and Knoll. And they said that they had like an open house for the stadium. People could come in, like their season ticket holders and whatnot. Here we go.
Soft opening.
Yeah, right. A soft opening, right? A football fan who filmed himself stealing food during a test event has now received a lifetime ban from the club. The video showed the man ordering food at the new Bramley Moore Dock Round in Liverpool before the server turned away to make him a coffee. The fan was then heard saying, "Adios, amigo," before walking away laughing, adding, "Well, the first man to officially do a Toby, slang for theft, at Bramley Moore Dock." Everton confirmed the 62-year-old had been given an indefinite ban while the membership of his club was canceled. So he's a season ticket member. Those were canceled, banned from the new stadium for stealing $12.75 worth of food.
Wow. I mean, if he'd have gone to the Landing in Liberty, he could have gotten a pretzel on next Thursday for less than that.
$9.65, yeah.
Yeah, and you get two of them.
Two of them.
You go mustard and cheese on that.
I can't believe that guy pulled a Toby, man. That's just terrible. Can you believe that? Stealing?
And recording yourself?
Recording yourself. First of all, you're 62.
Oh.
You're stealing. You're dining and dashing. You're committing a Toby. And you're, again, having your membership canceled. And you're filming it yourself. And you're stealing.
Jeez.
I mean, there's so many different things. Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye, Toby.
Richard trifecta.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Come on, man. 62 years old and you're stealing?
What the hell?
From a soccer club? Just pay your bill, man. You don't need that Sanka. Just pay your bill and move on.
Go to church.
$12.
Yeah, Good Friday, man. Go to church. Thou shalt not steal.
That's
Thou shalt
right.
not kill. Jeez.
Dustman?
Yeah, so mine is frauds who towed cars illegally. I'm sure you've seen this on the news this week. These people suck. If you click on the picture, my word. I mean, I don't know where this guy's neck went. Apparently a Taco Bell drive-thru once a week. But they were towing vehicles that were parked legally. They were charging large fees in excess of multiple ordinances, not allowing owners to retrieve their vehicles, and claiming towed vehicles as abandoned property to file new titles and take ownership of the vehicles. And they were doing this at apartments. It was a mother and son. Donald Adamson is the owner of Metro Tow and Transport. His mother is a property/security manager for at least 2 Kansas City area apartment complexes. So to sum all that up, mom was calling son to come tow cars that were parked legally, saying they were parked illegally, and then they were telling these people they couldn't get their cars and getting the titles to their cars and getting money. These people in society, they need Jesus. They need something different to do with their life. They are also under mass scrutiny in the city. Get these people shamed. Get these people out of here. There's nothing worse than getting your car towed. I've had it happen once for probably the right reason. I get it. It's whatever. Shout out Show and Vern when it happened. Josh Verner had to take me to the tow yard to get my car picked up. But again, illegally towing cars, like you're not only are you doing it illegally, you're adding stress, taking people's money. I don't know what describes a Richard more than this mother and son duo, Donald Adamson and his mother. You've seen the pictures.
The picture of like anytime a mother and son are like in a duo of like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing, I love it. Like the woman in that, that Casey Wolf guy. What was his name? Chiefaholic.
Oh my God!
Like
she
mom was
loved.
involved in that as well. Nothing better when that's good mother-son bonding right there. My mother and I used to just sell fake Rolexes out of the car that fell off a truck. This guy's out here and his mother illegally towing cars.
It's crazy.
But I do think you'll have one Richard bigger that I just saw. The Lansing Lugnuts have announced they're having a Joey Chestnut bobblehead night.
Oh my gosh!
Ugh.
Ew.
No thanks. That guy's a Richard.
He will be in attendance on July 19th.
will.
The Lansing Lugnuts are doing a Joey Chestnut bobblehead doll.
Big time.
Of course he will, Max says.
Of course he'll be there. Prowling.
Who's your
prowling? Mine is this unlicensed surgeon who basically killed a woman trying to remove her butt implants.
Excuse me?
Yeah, got to remove the butt implants. It's that time.
Why are we taking the butt implants out now?
Because butts are out.
It's so butts are out
Big
now.
butts are out.
Yeah. Well, I could have told you that before you put those things in.
But yeah, this guy, Felipe, did not perform this surgery with a license and did not perform it in a medical facility. They reported that she had lidocaine toxicity. And yeah, she could not make it. She passed away, had cardiac arrest from the syringe going into her buttocks, I guess. But yeah, man, like, what are you doing? Like, this is a real procedure that would cost a lot of money and could change someone's life or sadly kill someone.
I got to be honest with you, though. How stupid are you to go to some guy's kitchen to get your butt implants removed?
Yeah, stupider. The guy doing unlicensed surgeries or her who's willingly going to his kitchen?
Well, it's a couple of things. We can get in deep, the healthcare in this country and all that kind of stuff, all the underlying, like there's so many different layers. I understand why somebody would think that way, but as my friend told me one time, cheap people pay twice, right? You spend the extra bucks, get something good, or die. And so you're like, well, I got this guy he's got an island in his kitchen and a steak knife, and he's going to take out your butt implants for 3/4 of the price of what you would charge. What are we doing?
What's going on?
So somebody says, "F it, we need to start chopping hands off again." But you wouldn't steal or kill or be a Richard if that was the case. But yeah, that is the Richard of the week. Once again, it is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories, and the best part is 0 bubbles. Well, there are 100+ troubles with the Royals roster right now. We will dive into what that offense looks like because it ain't good, but we got to bring it up because something has to change, and it has to change soon. We'll explain what that means here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Heartland Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Some things just go together, like peanut butter and jelly, or a Casey's spicy chicken sandwich and a 49-cent medium fountain drink, or a Casey's breakfast sandwich and a 49-cent fountain drink, or even Casey's limited time Italian deli sliders and a 49-cent fountain drink. You get the idea. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. See store for details.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
What's up, baseball fans? Go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Enjoy top odds on your favorite home run bets, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Major League Baseball trademarks. Used with permission.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Holy cow, you've done it again.
We've done it again, Toby. We won the President's Award again this year. This is the 22nd time we've been awarded this awesome honor from Ford Motor Company.
But what is the President's Award?
The President's Award is the top award Ford Motor Company gives its dealers for excellence in customer satisfaction in both sales and service and their sales penetration numbers. So we are super honored to have received this award for the 22nd time.
It covers the whole works at Lewisburg Ford.
Absolutely, and it's a testament to the awesome people we have working at Lewisburg Ford and helping our customers, and it really shows with this award because it's only a few dealers that get it, and we've done it 22 times.
I guarantee you this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck in the Midwest.
Absolutely. You couple that President's Award lineage with our no-hassle Toby Tobin pricing, it does not get any better than that.
What is your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Or LewisburgFord.com.
Expect cloudy skies today with a slight chance of rain. The high temperature will reach 73.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
9:18 on a Friday. Happy Good Friday to all of you out there. Hope you have a great holiday weekend as well with your family and your loved ones. And if it's a birthday weekend like it is for my co-host, Mr. Bob Fescoe, who turns the young age of 48, Jeremy Offelt year.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good one.
That's your guy.
Yeah, Jeremy Offelt. I love Jeremy Offelt. He was great back in the day.
913-586-7965. Who is your favorite number 48?
Boy, are there any?
I mean, you just Google search famous 48s.
Yeah.
And the first one I thought of was Jeremy Offelt. I don't know why. That's just me being a nerd. But speaking of Jeremy Offelt, who was a solid pitcher for the Royals, they have their pitcher tonight. Cole Reagan's job tonight is to completely stop the bleeding. I know that might sound unfair, but look, man, when you're an ace and your team is in the hole, you got to do something. You got to go out there and shove. I gave you the numbers on DraftKings. For Cole Reagans to get 8 or more strikeouts is minus 115. Now, the guy does have 31 strikeouts in his last 3 games pitched. He is your ace of the staff. He is what Bob would consider must-watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
The game is at 5:40. The pregame of Vern's On Deck show is at 4:30 here on 96.5 The Fan. But where the Royals rank offensively is absolutely astonishing to see this and hear it out loud. 29th ranked offense. The only team worse is the Colorado Rockies, are the worst team in baseball.
And they fired their hitting coach yesterday.
Yeah. 28th in hits, second to last, or third to last, I guess you should think. 28th in average, 28th in slugging, 29th in OPS, and they rank dead last with only 10 home runs on their active roster, 30th in home runs. Their last win was April 13th. Their first 20 games, they're 8-12. They are currently 3.5 out. They are 1-6 so far on this 10-game road trip. They've been outscored by 27 runs, and they are averaging 5.5 men left on base. Fede Pasquantino, 188. Marv, 085. Renslow, 116. So it's not just the guys that you always bring up in Renfroe and Melendez. It's Vinny, it's Sal, it's India, it's Massey. Your top 3 batting average leaders are Bobby Witt Jr., who's hitting above 300 or right at it. And then it is Kyle Isbell and Maikel Garcia. If we were to tell you at the beginning of the year, your top 3 batters would be Bobby Witt Jr., Maikel Garcia, and Kyle Isbell, you'd probably be like, they're going to go 8-12? Wow, how'd they do that? Pitching.
World Series pitching, minor league hitting, right?
And
As
I'm
we
not-
continue to say.
And I'm not saying that they need to go in there like Q described the other day on the show on Wednesday at 9, that you go in there and throw bats around and flip the tables and all that sort of stuff. But I'm at the point now where something's got to happen. Like somebody's got to say, I'm tired of this bleep. We're not this team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't get this far to get this far. But something's got to happen, man. Like, I get it. Like, I say the Matheny stuff doesn't work. It doesn't, because he did it every game all the time.
Right.
But when you're down bad, this bad, where you're 29th, 28th, 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 29th, and 30th ranks of offense, where the only team worse than you is the Colorado Rockies, who are clearly done with the season.
And their owner doesn't even care.
No.
You know?
And you do have an owner here that cares. You do have a manager here that cares. Something's got to give. And I don't know if that's because we've seen it now in 2 games in a row where Q's trotted out there and kind of given his business on a call. Last night there was a play at first where I think it was Renfroe was clearly safe and they called him out. It cost the Royals whatever. They didn't have any challenges. At that point, like, I wouldn't be mad to see Q get fired up. Now, Zumwalt did get ejected in the game with like the last pitch of the game.
Yeah, last
arguing
pitch,
balls
right.
and strikes about Bobby Witt Jr. protecting your hero. But like, something's got to happen. Like, I don't know if they have to have like an all-team closed-door meeting where everybody's ripping out like what they feel, almost like a roast. But you got to buck this trend, because the one thing we say in baseball, it's a long season, be patient. But I get it. They're 3.5 out. If they win the next 3 games against the Detroit Tigers, which would be astonishing, because you're going to get Tarek Skubal on Sunday. You get Cole Reagans tonight against Job. Hopefully you can win that game. If you win that game, you're 2.5 games out. You're 9-12. Then you're looking at, okay, can we win Saturday? You win that game. You're 1.5 games out of first place. So not saying that the season's over, but it can be if you go out there and get swept by the Tigers, not from a statistical standpoint, but from a fan base standpoint, because we have told you many times the last month, there is an NFL draft on Thursday, the 24th of April. We're all going to be at the Landing. Once the draft happens and the Chiefs are on the clock and everything's moving forward, they're going to start thinking about schedule release, and then they're going to start thinking about St. Joe. And what am I not mentioning? I'm not mentioning the Royals, who are supposed to be what they've told us, a playoff team. This is not what playoff teams do. When you get outscored by 27 runs in 7 games, when you're leaving 5.5 men on base, which you say, that's not a lot. They left 10 men on base last night. Bases loaded, nobody out. First inning, base hit, walk, nothing. So you got to do something. You got to get somebody fired up. And I know this team is about togetherness and they're about being calm and being patient and playing the season out. But at this point, if you dig your hole too deep or you concern yourself too much, you start working harder and not smarter. That's what the Royals are in fear of. So tonight, Cole Reagans goes out there as your ace of your staff. Just absolutely shove. And I know you've done that the last 3 games, but somebody's got to be that guy where we see more emotion, where we see more people getting held accountable, because this offense is putrid. It's bad. It's the second worst offense in baseball above the Colorado Rockies. That means the Braves, the White Sox, the Twins, they're all better than you. That should be something that you put on the bulletin board and say, we have got to change this trend.
Well, it changes more than just Cole Reagans because he can only do so much. It has to be on the offense. And what we're going to start to experience here now, if this team continues to not get the job done from an offensive standpoint, they get swept by the Tigers, they're going to be 8-15 coming home, right? That's worst case scenario. That's almost double the amount of losses as you have wins, with the Colorado Rockies coming into town beginning on Tuesday. That'll be a fun series, 1-0 finals in all 3 games. But I think what you're going to look at, you're going to see the resentment start to be set in by the fans, and people are, and I think the first person that people are going to resent, and I hate to say this, but I think it is very true because I know how people operate. Vinny Pasquantino is going to start to become the target of everybody's ire because people are going to look at Vinny Pasquantino and see him all over social media, see him on TV, see him doing his thing, talking about the Jets, being a media darling, and they're going to be like, dude, you're hitting 188. Stop doing all that stuff and focus on baseball. And I think that's where we're going to see the fan base start to go. And I don't want it to go that direction. We've all been there where all of a sudden everybody turns and everybody's ticked and everybody's mad, and then that person is done here in Kansas City. Vinny Pasquantino needs to turn it around. He's the one for me. Salvi's not that concerning because he's got a track record of 85 years of being in the big leagues and whatnot. And so I'm not really concerned about him. I can't worry about Renfroe and Marv because we didn't expect much out of them. But you did expect something out of Vinny Pasquantino this year. And he's the one to me that has to be the most concerning. And I know we don't like to talk about in negative terms the guys we like, and we all like Vinny. I get all that. But Vinny's got to play better, man. You can't be sitting there batting third in the lineup with a 185 batting average. You can't be doing all the TV shows and all the social media stuff and not do your day job the right way. And that's where people start to get, I think, upset and kind of turned when it comes to players, when it comes to who they like and who they don't like. They will start to resent Vinny Pasquantino. And I don't want to see that happen here because I don't think he's the type of guy that anybody should resent. He's the type of guy that I think everybody wants to love and support and whatnot. But he's got to be doing better than sitting at 185. But they all got to be doing better. They haven't scored more than 4 runs since April 4th, guys. That's 2 weeks ago. They've gone 2 weeks without scoring more than 4 runs. They're hitting 221, Annie Rogers pointed out at MLB.com today in her column. And I thought it was a really, really good column describing this offense. 221 with Royals and runners in scoring position. You know what they hit? They hit 280 last year with runners in scoring position. They're not getting the job done in the situations and areas in which they did. And so the pressure that's on these pitchers right now, tip a cap to all these pitchers because they're going out there and they are shoving. They just have to double shove. Like remember that double stuffed Oreo? They got a double shove out there on the mound. They're going out there on the mound essentially saying, okay, we cannot give up any runs because if we do, chances are we're going to lose this game. And that's a hard thing to do. It's like a defense in the NFL. Like look at the Giants last year. They couldn't score a damn touchdown, right? So that defense is tasked with going out there and basically pitching shutouts every single game. You can't do that. Like Cole Reagans is great. He's no god.
There's a god in minor leagues. His name is Jack Caglione. Now, again, his stats have dissipated quickly. He's hitting 224. That'd be the 4th best average on this team. He has 3 home runs. That would lead the team. He has 15 RBIs. I believe that would lead the team. 14 strikeouts and 49 at-bats. His slash line is 298, 449, and 747. Call him up. Call him up.
He's not doing anything to be worthy of being called
He's doing
up.
better than 7 active players on the roster right now.
He's hitting 240 in Double-A. That's like Vinny Pasquantino up here. We already have that guy. Jack Caglione is not telling me he needs to be in the big leagues or even in Triple-A for that matter. If you're hitting 242 in Double-A, you're not ready for what?
224.
224. If you're hitting 224 in Double-A, you are not ready for the big leagues, my friend.
His updated stats are behind you on the board.
224. That's not good.
Yep.
It's got to be better than that.
But he's hitting home runs and RBIs.
Yeah.
Which is what you said is okay to do.
3 home runs, right? Is that what I'm looking
would
at?
lead the team.
A lot of strikeout. He would lead the team here with 3 home runs. Oh,
They're dead last with 10 total in baseball.
That's it, 10 home runs?
Total.
I didn't realize it was that low. Aaron Judge has 7.
Yeah, the guy for Oakland has 9.
Yeah.
But again, it's troublesome. You got to get out of this hole, man. You got to get out of this. Otherwise, it's going to take over like venom.
But that's the thing. There's nobody you can turn to. Like, these guys have to do it. But this is where we were cautioning going back last year. You're running this back with all of these guys that had career years, expecting them to all take the next step forward. And that's just not the case. And so, like, we can sit here again and bag on, Rob or what's his name, Marv, and the guy Renfroe and all this kind of stuff. Those guys weren't going to be your catalyst this year. The guys that were supposed to be your catalysts aren't. And Vinny Pasquantino is the biggest one for me that raises the biggest red flag right now.
Speaking of red flags, there's a certain someone who's got a red flag when it comes to power rankings of hitters in baseball right now. Just so you're aware, Bobby Witt Jr. is on the list. He is 4th. Number 1 is Aaron Judge. Do you want to guess who the number 2 hitter power ranking is on this list?
I would have said Juan Soto probably. I now know the answer to this question, but I would have gone Juan Soto probably.
Juan Soto is 10th.
Okay, Ohtani then?
He is 7th.
Okay.
Kyle Tucker is 8th. Tyler Sanderstrom and Sandstorm, yeah.
Tyler Sandstorm.
There you go. And Oakland, no affiliate, Oakland A's. He's 9th. Kyle Schwarber is 6th. Fernando Tatis Jr. is 5th. Bobby Witt Jr. is 4th. Corbin Carroll in Arizona is 3rd. Pete Alonso
there you
is
go, baby.
number 2. Because he's hitting behind Juan Soto.
That's fantastic.
And then, of course, you had the wonderful people at the New York Post the other day said, yeah, what Soto said as Judge hits the home run to beat the Royals, and then it just said City Slickers.
Pete Alonso's having himself a year, and he's going to get paid. And, if you're Pete Alonso right now, you don't want to wake up from this dream because the Mets really didn't want him back, right? They did everything to basically say, here's the door. And then they offered him like a 2-year contract with the 1-year guaranteed or whatever it is. And now the Mets are probably looking at that going, oh, son of a gun. Now we may lose Pete Alonso or have to pay Pete Alonso all kinds of crazy money after this season because of the way he's taken advantage of Juan Soto being in that lineup. And good for Pete Alonso. It would be very easy to not take advantage of that. But Pete Alonso's going out there, man. He's going to make the Mets pay, or somebody's going to pay a big fee to get Pete Alonso on their team next season. And he's going to be well-deserved of that because he's taking advantage of his situation. So I love that. I love it for Pete Alonso, man. He's a fan favorite in New York. He likes being in New York. And now he's taking care of business. That's a lot of fun.
I mean, now he has an actual hitter hitting, behind him. So he's, good for him. Good for Pete Alonso. He'll be in the home run derby again this year. He more than likely this year, home run derby, Pete Alonso or Cody Tapp in the hot dog derby.
Ooh, Cody Tapp in the hot dog derby, I think.
Yeah, he's been in it like the last 3 years, never won.
Right.
Continues to try to do it. And then Pete Alonso's in the home run derby again. He has won it, I think, twice. He lost it last year. It's,
I hope Cody does it again. Because I haven't done the hot dog race yet, so I'd like to beat him.
So you should be able to do it.
So I'd like to beat him.
Or you should be able to take his spot.
Either one, I'd like to do it. Catch up for me.
That's what he always is.
Well, sorry, buddy. He's gotten 3 chances.
He's the catch-up lord. I thought this was also interesting when you talk about baseball. When you look at divisions, the Dodgers aren't leading their division.
I know, it's crazy.
They're not even second in their division.
Yes.
They are 3rd in the NL West. Like, the fact that the NL West is this deep and this tough, the San Diego Padres, I guess the Dodgers moved up into 2nd, so my bad. The Padres are 1st at 15-4. The Arizona Diamondbacks are 12-7 and in 4th place and 3 games out. The Giants in 3rd, Dodgers in 2nd, the Rockies 3 wins. They're done. Their season's over. They're 11.5 games out of first place.
You have to sweep the Rockies when they come in here next week.
Wait,
did you say 11.5 back already?
11.5 back in the NL West.
Yeah, that's insane. They're done. Yeah.
So the Padres lead at 15-4. The Dodgers are in 2nd at 14-6. We have to wait till June for them to play. The Giants are 13-6. They're 2 games out. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are 12-7. And they're 3 games out in 4th place. All of these teams that I just mentioned, outside of the Cubs, they would lead the Central. They would lead the East. And in the American League, they would be tied. The Diamondbacks would be tied for first in the East. They would be winning the Central, and they'd be tied for first in the AL West. Leads you to believe, what's the toughest division in sports? The NL West in baseball or the AFC West in football?
God, I think the NL West is probably the answer to that question. I mean, you do have a bottom feeder in there, and I don't think you have that in the AFC West, but I mean, that's a hell of a division right there, man. I mean, I think all four of those teams could potentially be playoff teams, in Major League Baseball, which would be kind of cool because you want to see the cool teams and the good teams, and those are all out there in the NL West. I think it probably is the National League West. I mean, you can definitely make the case for the AFC West, and I don't know that you can make another case for another division in sports. Those 2 divisions are loaded, man.
You know more about the baseball landscape. How many Tier 1 contenders are in the NL West?
All of them except the Rockies.
Okay, so then it's
all
better.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
because Broncos and Chargers are not Tier 1 contenders.
That's a good. I love that. Yeah. Thank you.
Own it. Say it with your chest.
Yeah. No, say it. It's fine.
Do it.
But no, I love that because that's a good way to look at it. How many true contenders are there? Yeah, all 4 of those teams are World Series contenders in the NL West.
Yeah, because the Chargers and Broncos, they're there. They could make some noise, but they're not in that level 1.
Right.
But they're playoff contenders.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know
They'll
about the
make
Raiders
noise.
yet, but I mean, you look at the AFC North, it's dissipating. Look at the AFC or the AFC East, it's Buffalo.
Dissipated.
Yeah.
It's done.
You look at the AFC West, it's gotten stronger. The AFC South is a joke. There's one team in the AFC South. Tennessee's picking first, right? Like that tells you where they're at.
Right.
You look at the Jaguars; they've completely fallen apart. Yeah, you got Willy Wonka out there trying to get Trevor Lawrence to do his thing. See if that happens.
At our team and some pure imagination.
Yeah, the NL West is going to be.
I mean, it's going to be fun to watch, man.
Like if we're not watching the Royals because they're just completely dissipated in their season. Whew. That NL West, man.
That's fun.
The only problem is all their games are at 9:05 on the MLB Network.
That's the other thing. Yeah, it really does. It stinks. You got that 9 o'clock start for those games. Again, that's it is what it is. But you'd like to find a way to feature those teams, and I encourage people. And Kathy out in LA will agree with this. That Padres team, man, everything from top down is fun. It's nothing but fun. Watching them play baseball. The whole thing is a ball of fun. The Dodgers are a traveling circus, as we know. Mm-hmm. Arizona being good is cool. And, you've got, who's the team that I'm forgetting right now? The Dodgers. Giants. I mean, and the Giants are doing some good things right now. That's a great place to go watching them. A lot of cachet out there in the National League West. Who's a Tier 1 contender in the American League?
Overall? I mean, I would say the Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees.
I would say
the Yankees are doing better than I think people thought. I mean, you lose Garrett Cole at the beginning of the year. You lost Juan Soto. We said they'd be better, with a separation of, parts by themselves or whatever it may be by adding a bunch of different pieces into that puzzle that the Yankees. Paul Goldschmidt's been great at first base, by the way.
Right.
For them.
I think Yankees, Blue Jays, Tigers.
Okay. Tigers. I would put the Tigers in there, yeah.
Their bullpen's great. Torkelson will start, getting his thing going. Riley Green will start hitting. Of course, he was like, what they say last night on their broadcast, Riley Green was like 1 for his last 19 with like 12 strikeouts.
Yes.
Woo. First at bat, base hit.
Well, of course, that's the way baseball works. That's why the Royals will beat Scuba on Sunday.
I thought Riley Green was the duck man who sang songs about grandpas. But, I mean, you also look at the standings. And, by the way, Riley Green, the country star, just a man, too. That guy's a beast. Who do you think's more surprised with the first 20 games of the season? The Baltimore Orioles fans, they're 8-10. They got a rain out or two, and they're 8-10. They're in 4th place, 3.5 games out. And the Royals, 8-12, 3.5 games out.
I think, to be honest with you, I think Orioles fans are probably more surprised. Royals fans are always waiting for the worst-case scenario.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Royals fans always think that one season of success is just a fluke.
Yes.
Right? Like, I think a lot of people look at that as like, well, last year is just a fluke. We've only had 4 good seasons in their franchise's history, which is not true. But, like, that's what they'll tell you. So it's like, it's easy. Like, that's why when you look at the Chiefs, who might maybe one time in this era start off 0-3, there will be people in panic mode, but they won't be jumping off quickly. It would have to be like they have 8 losses on the season going into December and be like, I don't know, man, this might not be the year now. It would take that much. Whereas the Royals go 8-12, 3.5 games out of first place, seeing disaster in offense, and it's like, give me to the draft.
Yep.
You got to own it. You got to give the resume to have it. And that's why we always say this, like, you could lose the city with early play like this because they just don't have enough evidence to think that they'll be okay.
You can't win the division and you can't win a fan base over in April, but you sure as hell can lose. You can lose a fan base and you can lose a division, in the month of April by not getting off to a good start. So the Royals are 20 games in now. That's 2 games of an NFL season. They're 0-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Right? If they were an NFL team at 8-12, would you say they were an 0-2 NFL team at this point?
They're bottom in every offensive category.
Yeah, they're an 0-2 NFL team. And so Dusty said it earlier. What do they always say about an 0-2 team? Not going to make the playoffs. 0-2 team in the NFL has what percentage of making it into the playoffs? Do we have that number?
I'm doing it. These are the results of 0-2 teams to make the NFL playoffs. Since 1990, only about 11.5% of NFL teams that start 0-2 have made the playoffs. So this means out of the 279 teams that started 0-2, only 32 have reached the postseason.
There you go.
The figure remained relatively consistent even with the NFL expanding the playoff field to 14 teams. 11.5% success rate starting out 0-2.
So the Royals are essentially 0-2. They have an 11.5% chance now of making it to the playoffs, right? Yeah. Not the end of the world, not over by any stretch of the means. But you got to pick up the pace. And you're wasting all of this pitching so far this season. And as we know, everything usually comes back to the mean, so they'll start hitting. And once they start hitting, the pitching probably won't be there as well, because that's the way it works.
Since 2020, only 2 of 32 teams that started 0-2 have made the playoffs. Only 3 teams have ever won the Super Bowl after starting 0-2.
Who are they?
I don't know.
It didn't say?
No.
I'd like to know who those
say?
How could you not put that in there?
Come on.
What the hell's doing this? AI?
It's very AI-ish. Yeah, I mean, it's already having an effect on some of the fans here. 913, I have 2 free ticket vouchers for a Royals game. I don't even really want to go.
Send them to me.
Yeah, exactly. People will go. Come on.
This is another one here. It says, according to StatHead, of the 409 teams that have started 0-2 since the merger in 1970, only 40 of them went on to make the playoffs. That rate of only 9.8%. Not impossible, but certainly not encouraging either.
Yeah.
Yeesh. On the other side, we'll get to our Mark Can of Corn. We need that guy's bat back in the lineup.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that? We'll get to our Can of Corn here on the other side on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
As you prepare for Easter and Memorial Day family gatherings, don't forget Gates sauces and seasonings. They're great on all meats, fish, chicken, and veggies, as well as hot buttered popcorn, a topping for your dips, or sprinkle Gates seasonings on your chips and nuts for that extra flavor pop. Nothing says Easter Sunday or Memorial Day like a Gates party tray, or use Gates sauces and seasonings to embellish your home-cooked meal. Gates Barbecue. Thanks with love.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer? You want the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. That's KCPI, the Kansas City Proton Institute. KCPI has a full suite of the most advanced imaging and treatment technology necessary to localize high-intensity proton beams. That's a critical part of maximizing cure rates while minimizing recovery time and long-term side effects. Proton therapy provides patients with the most advanced form of radiation treatments for cancer. It destroys cancer cells with supreme accuracy, reducing the risk of harmful side effects. KCPI has Kansas City's first and only system that uses pencil beam technology, resulting in precision targeting and less radiation to your surrounding healthy tissue. Proton therapy is now available in the comfort of an office at KCPI, making it more efficient and affordable than a hospital. So contact KCPI for the most knowledgeable physicians with the latest technology. Don't wait. Get precision technology with the highest safety measures with KCPI. Online at kcpi.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Still getting around to that fix on your car?
You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
What's up, baseball fans? Go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Enjoy top odds on your favorite home run bets, fast and convenient ways to play same-game parlays, special boosts and tokens, and so much more. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense reminds you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Major League Baseball trademarks. Used with permission.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com. And I look forward to working with you.
Powering on through is what we're doing here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well. A lot of angry people with the way the offense is going. I don't mind that one bit. You got to, see ball, hit ball, do better if you can. A little bit of a text line here from what do we call this? The 808 or whatever it is.
The 808?
918.
The 918.
You guys have become soft sports talk hosts. Not one mention about the Royals hitting coach and him being the issue with their approach and struggles. I responded. Said, yeah, I think that's low-hanging fruit to blame the hitting coach.
I agree.
How about actually blaming the guys who have the bat in their hand and actually have to go up there and hit? Do you blame the teacher for your kid failing the test if he's not studying?
Well, it depends on who you are these days. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, if the kid's not studying for the test, that's not the teacher's fault.
No, it's not.
If you're not studying what you're doing wrong, yes, some of that can be blamed on Zumwalt. I understand that. I know that there is some, Zoomy concern. But last year, this team was hitting.
Right.
He was the hitting coach.
Exactly.
What did you say they were hitting last year? 280 with runners in scoring position?
282 with runners in scoring position last year. They're hitting 212 this year, according to our friend Annie Rogers of MLB.
We played the audio yesterday of Vinny Pasquantino talking about his swing. He's overanalyzing it. That is on him. Right. That is where he does the studying. Yes, he can go to his hitting coach and say, what am I doing? He's like, hey, you're picking up on the outside pitch. Lay off of it. Okay? He's not up there like Christopher Lloyd and Angels in the outfield holding the bat for him so that when the ball comes, he's got the power of God behind him.
We put too much emphasis on coaching in baseball. And obviously there's a need for it. There's no question about it. But anybody who will tell you that's been involved in the game since it's been going for 150 years, a manager is responsible for about 10 outcomes a year. That's it, 10 of 162. So you put a lot of pressure and a lot of, whatever on the manager, on the coaches in baseball, when at the end of the day, this is an individual game disguised as a team sport. It is up to you to take control of yourself. And I'm with Dusty on this one. You can't be blaming others for your failures. Not that anybody is. I've not heard one player say it's the hitting coach's fault. If I heard somebody on the team say it's the hitting coach's fault, I'd cut that player because it's not the hitting coach's fault. It's up to you to go out there and execute. You've been given a lot of tools, probably too many, to be honest with you. They're giving these guys way too much information. It's up to you to go out there and figure it out. You're an adult. You're a grown man. You're a big boy. This is not on the hitting coach. It's not on the pitching coach. It's not on the manager. Like, you're right, Dusty. Low-hanging fruit is the way to describe that one. And it's easy to fire the hitting coach because you can't fire all 26 guys on the roster, and ultimately that's what happens. But, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, Vinny Pasquantino needs to pick it up. Yeah. Vinny Pasquantino needs to play better. He's my biggest concern right now because he had a really nice season last year. We saw how the team kind of struggled without him in the lineup last year. And then he comes back this year, and we're 20 games into the season, and he's hitting $180. That's like 100 points of where he was a season ago. So it's not the hitting coach's fault. He's not up there with the bat.
Same person probably in 3 weeks of the season in the NFL want Matt Nagy fired.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, he should be able to tell Mahomes which slot to throw it out of. He ought to be telling these guys which defense, all this sort of stuff. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Now, if it continues to struggle throughout, to the All-Star break, then yes, there's some
of course,
blame.
yes,
this
absolutely.
Is 20 games in.
Right.
You ought to be doing better.
I mean, and especially coming off a season of last year where everybody overachieved. Did you give that guy credit last year?
Exactly. No is the answer.
No. You did,
when they had three guys have 90 RBI, they had 280 in men in scoring position, batting.
So did he forget how to coach?
I mean, I
don't know. I mean, again, the schedule's been tough, and I'm not making excuses. If you're going to be a playoff team, you got to beat playoff teams. They played a lot of good playoff teams, to start this season off, and then there'll be a little bit of a lull. They'll have the Rockies coming in for 3, and then the Astros coming in after that. So the schedule does ease up a little bit. But again, if you're going to be a playoff team, you got to win these games to get the playoff team. But to sit here and blame the hitting coach to me is just it's just fruitless right now, man. It's ridiculous. It's up to the players, but we don't like to criticize the players that we like. I'll be honest again. Vinny Pasquantino needs to pick it up. Hitting 180 is not acceptable.
No, sometimes you got to take care of business your damn self because you're the one holding the bat, seeing the baseball. They can't help you do everything.
Maybe they're not seeing it. Maybe they all need LASIK. I don't know.
Speaking of, LASIK just put out a Twitter ad on baseball umpires.
Yeah.
And it was like, safe, better vision, better calls. Yes, we're literally offering all MLB umpires free LASIK.
Yeah, they should. Last night there were two incidents. One in our game where the Zoomie he was sent to do the Zoomies out in the dugout, and then Jazz Chisholm got kicked out of the game. Right? Did I say that properly? Jazz Chisholm.
You gotta say it slow.
Yeah, you do have to say it slow.
He's a whole. I mean,
that gentleman got run, and the call was blatantly bad. And Dusty looked at me and goes, "People complain about the pace of games if they have the ABS where it takes 5 seconds. That ejection took like 10 minutes yesterday.
No doubt.
If he just challenges that call, that thing is done in seconds. Nobody gets ejected, and the game moves along. But people are saying, "Oh, I don't want the ABS because it may slow down the pace of the game." Whoever saw it in spring training, everybody's in love with this thing. It's coming to Major League Baseball. Yeah. But you want to talk about slowing down the pace of play, screaming at some, umpire who's out there for the ump show, using a called strike 3 as a makeup call from one he missed prior. There's no room in that for baseball. Get the ABS in there, and we don't have that display that took place, and draw out the game for 10 minutes.
All right, let's get to our Mark Can of Corn for this weekend. Mac, what do you got going on this weekend? I got a good feeling I know where you're going.
Celtics, baby. Let's go. Going to start with a dub on Sunday, all day Saturday. It's here, baby. Let's go. NBA playoffs, finally. I got the Masters. It was a nice warm-up to sports. Kind of felt like we were in
a warm-up to sports.
We were in a sports lull after the Super Bowl, for me at least. Baseball started. Opening day was great. Royals have since
Dissipated a little
tapered
bit,
off,
yeah.
dissipated, whatever you'd like to say. So it's good, little jolt, little something new, little something extra for me, and especially when it first starts, round one. I mean, it's all day Saturday, it's all day Sunday. There will be more games on Monday. Every day we'll have games.
No doubt. I'll take a little bit of that. I can't wait for Luka and LeBron to start their journey. Got the Luka jersey ready to be worn.
Are you gonna wear it?
I look like Luka
If
when
they
I wear
don't
it.
win a championship, is the trade worth it?
Yes, absolutely. It was worth it when they got it. But, I would probably...
that's a topic somewhere.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
was Nico right?
Yeah. Has the NBA, has ESPN tackled this one yet? Or if they lose in the first round, was the Luka trade worth it?
Oh, it'll be the leading story on First Take on the
Yeah.
morning after. And then the other part of it is I'll be watching the RBC Heritage. My boy, Justin Thomas, fired out a 61 yesterday. He leads that tournament. It's a loaded tournament with a lot of names, like Scotty Scheffler's in there.
Oh,
Brian
guys
Harmon.
are playing in this thing? I thought this was when they all took off
That's
after the
this weekend?
Masters.
Yeah, this is the RBC Heritage. You got Gary Woodland, who's at 5 under, tied for 8th. Wyndham Clark is at 5 under. A lot of big names. Justin Thomas yesterday fired out a 61. He tees off at 12:40 today. If anybody's interested, I know I'm the only one here that loves golf, but that's what I'll be doing this weekend.
I forgot to text you, but Hannah yesterday, we're just sitting watching. She's like, "Is golf over?" I was like, "No, golf's all year round.
The golf never ends.
And she was like, "Okay, let's."
They have a whole
so she
channel.
wants to watch another tournament.
RBC Heritage
so
on
maybe this
Sunday.
weekend I'll turn it on. Yep.
But you hope you hope that's the gateway for everybody to kind of fall in love with golf again. But it just doesn't work that way. Like I was thinking of the hockey, like when we saw the USA beat the hell out of the Canadian guy. Remember that?
Yeah.
Hockey ratings were down 13% this year. Like it didn't bring people to the party. And again, nothing. People aren't going to the party unless there's a major event taking place at that party. That's just the way it is in sports now. You get something that is on the line, a big name moment with big name people. People are going to watch that stuff.
No doubt.
Fighting Canada and America in a world game did not lead to people going back to the NHL, which sucks, but it is what it is.
The rods or the minis?
I like the hell was that?
Yep, that's true, man.
What the hell was that?
Yep. I mean, it's that or
A+ body type with well-proportioned frame and premium length.
Mm-hmm. That's what Cole Reagan needs to have tonight.
A+ body type
Breaking
with
news.
well-proportioned frame and premium length.
Can we get the breaking news sounder, please? We got
still have
breaking
that?
news.
Breaking news.
Livy Dunn has retired from gymnastics.
Oh,
Well, yeah. I mean, she graduated.
she's like my age. It seems.
Yeah, like
How long has she been there?
is there like no professional gymnastics tour or something?
She's the Brandon Whedon of gymnastics.
Yeah, she has been there. It seems like forever. Like, and if you're the NCAA and LSU, just let her compete till she doesn't want to anymore, right?
And then Paul Skeens did, hey, babe, you don't need to worry about working another day in your life. In about 3 years, I'll be a New York Yankee making over $285 million.
Oh yeah, the Pirates are going to get rid of him real fast.
Yeah, so can't wait. Also, you got WrestleMania, night 1 tomorrow and night 2 on Sunday. So I need your guys' full report on Monday about WrestleMania.
All right.
Main event on Friday night, Reigns, Punk,
Yeah, a lot of rain.
Rollins. So let's get to it.
Thank
Hey,
you for the hat and the wine.
Absolutely. Happy birthday,
Thank
Bob Fescoe. Enjoy that. And also go do nice things for somebody you never know. Could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. When it rains, it pours, but you can go be the sunshine in somebody's life. Stay cool, Kansas City. Stay safe. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew from 10 to 2.